It's Opie and Anthony, Jim Norton, and now Joe Rogan.
Joseph.
Yes. One of my favorite comics. I say it every time he's on. It's the truth.
This is my favorite radio show.
Well, probably
the
not.
best fucking radio show in the history of the world.
And
no arguments.
Joe's playing Helium Comedy Club tonight. The tickets have to be gone.
Probably.
They have to be.
Well, one of the shows is already sold out. I think the second one sold out. Maybe there's some tickets for the first.
Only tonight, 8 o'clock and 10:30. You can go to heliumcomedy.com or just call them 215-496-9001. It's only tonight because he's doing the
club. You
UFC.
do that
That's
place,
why.
right?
Never did Helium.
Never did it?
No.
Helium's a nice
Great
club. And I back
So
up what
intimate.
I say. I'll be at the Helium Comedy Club tonight. See Joe.
You can see Opie if you go.
Oh, whoa.
Yes.
Watch out.
He'll take
Opie in
pictures
the
with
crowd.
you. He'll make that MySpace kissy face.
And Joe Rogan, of course, from UFC, and we're going down for the first UFC fight ever for us
It's gonna
live.
be sick. Oh, you've never been? Oh my god!
Dana
you're gonna
White
love it.
invites us all the time. Jimmy has taken him up on it.
Yeah.
And I always had something going on, but finally I don't, and I'm gonna watch my first UFC fight.
Nice.
I can't wait.
It's a good one too. Philly's going to be perfect too because Philly's like as far as sports, it's a fucking rabid
It's a
town.
perfect
Oh my
place
God, they're
for
animals.
insanity.
They're maniacs.
Yeah, any boring part of the fight, you're gonna hear "Boo! Get up, you faggots!" It's gonna be
Philly
awesome.
asshole jump in himself.
Probably. Oh, there's gonna be shirts off for sure.
Yeah.
Shirts off for the audience when someone wins. Fuck yeah!
Who's fighting? BJ Penn is fighting.
BJ Penn is fighting Kenny Florian for the lightweight title, and Forrest Griffin is fighting Anderson Silva at 205. That's going to be pretty sick.
That's a sick.
We had
fucking
Forrest
match
in
right
here.
there.
I was
Forrest is out of his mind.
He's an animal.
He's crazy. Yeah.
Hilarious too.
He is very funny.
Great
That's what we
personality
noticed.
on
There's a
him.
couple guys that could be doing stand up, like Forrest and Rampage. Both those guys are funny enough.
Rampage
If they
is
wanted to,
hilarious.
they could do stand
I'd
up.
like to see him handle hecklers.
Yeah, exactly.
Out there and fucking choke them out.
That's the problem. You get angry.
It's funny. We had Forrest in here for an hour, and then I saw him briefly somewhere else. I was asking him to sign something for my nephew, and he went, he wouldn't have recognized me if I sat down and put on headphones and went, "Hi, do you remember me?" I'm so unmemorable from the
You know
last.
what? We should walk around with headphones. We would get
no,
my
we could.
calls a lot more.
You know what's great about Forrest is when he's sitting there talking, he's he doesn't talk about UFC like it's like an art. He's not he goes, other guys are like into the whole, fighting and this and
The martial art
technique
aspect of
and
it,
that
yeah.
and stuff. He goes, I just like fucking hitting people and beating people up and.
He says that, but quite honestly, he's very technical. He's one of those self-deprecating guys. If you watch the way he fights, I mean, he's got a very underrated technique.
But you
he
can tell
beat
he
Shogun.
does like beating up people.
Oh yeah, he likes it. Yeah, don't get me wrong. It's a combo. It's a hybrid.
He enjoys it.
He's a hybrid thug / martial artist.
And he came in here just all fucked up. Like his bridge of his nose was split.
Oh, yeah,
He
always.
has one testicle, has no
Does
problem
he?
talking about it.
I think
he
so,
told
yeah.
us, yeah.
That might
He said
not
it
be
was-
true. He does have a broken arm though that was broken and he never had it set, so it's got like a hump to
Oh,
it.
yeah, we saw that.
It's pretty nasty. He wouldn't tap out. He got his arm broken in a fight and kept fighting.
He's a tough dude.
Knocked the guy out with his other arm while his arm was broken.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, he told us. And he came in to promote his book, and Joe goes, "Did you read his book?" I'm like, I didn't. He goes, "You got it. It's really funny."
It's hilarious. Hilarious book. It's called Got Fight. You
Yeah.
Get it on Amazon or whatever the
Yeah.
fuck you do. But it's very good.
Fucking good. 100 was great. Fucking 100 was
That Brock
amazing.
Lesnar fella. How about that, huh?
How about that?
little
Brock
ner-
Lesnar
makes you
fella.
nervous, doesn't it?
Gave him a schoolyard beating. That's a schoolyard beating. Because Mir's arm was backing out. It was almost like that's how somebody would beat me up.
Yeah.
He molested him.
He really did give him a savage beating.
Were you
scary.
nervous?
Fantastic to watch.
Were you nervous talking to him after the
Yes.
fight? It seemed like you were.
Yeah.
And Joe's not a nervous guy.
No.
Joe's
Yeah, but
not
when I'm around
intimidated
him, I
very
want to
easily.
groom him. I want to be like the little monkey picking bugs off him.
I saw the post-fight interview, and I'm like, I think Joe might be nervous for the first time ever.
Well, first of all, he just got done smashing a dude for the UFC heavyweight championship. He's a little fired up,
Yep.
Yeah.
and you just worried that he might do something random. Just
And he did.
yeah, he did.
He
But when he
kinda
got
did.
in, when he got in front of the cage, did you see when he was screaming and yelling at the camera,
yeah,
and his
yeah.
mouth was frothing. That's real shit.
Yeah.
That's not an act.
That's like caveman
Yeah.
stuff. Like everything in his mind that we have evolved to from caveman to now went away. And it just turned into like just screaming. You see saliva and tears and snot.
He's supposed to be doing that. If you look at like the way he's built, you look at his fucking head, you look at the size of those lunch boxes he calls fists, that he's supposed to be doing that. If that guy lived 5,000 years ago, he'd be on the biggest fucking horse with the biggest sword at the front of the line, just chopping off heads.
smashing people with a
I'm
fucking
getting crazy.
mace.
I'm knocking over water.
But
knocking over water
Sorry,
bottles.
Jimmy.
but it also,
people's
He's a fucking
backyards.
gladiator. His whole body's covered with like skull tattoos and dragon tattoos. He's a fucking monster.
and he still has a lot of room for a lot more tattoos.
Yeah, a lot
but
more
it also
smashing people's heads in.
It also
too.
shows you how powerful Dana White is because he turned him around. I would love to know what he said to him behind closed doors.
Lesnar's actually a very nice guy. Don't get me wrong. I mean, when I say he's a fucking savage, he's a gentleman. When you speak to him, he's a very nice guy. He's very soft spoken. He's very humble. But when it comes down to fighting, when it comes down to competing and performing, he gets fucking crazy. You know.
I saw I went to the press conference after the fight, and I didn't like the way he got in Mir's face. I was like, "Come on, man, you just beat the shit out of the guy." I said, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Don't do that," or whatever. And I was talking to one of the press guys, the publicity guys for UFC. I'm like, I can't fucking believe that he went up and trashed Bud Light, and he goes, "Oh, that's been handled."
That's
because what he was saying was that Dana had gone back, and he came. I actually liked Brock when he came in and sat down and apologized and was kind of like, I got carried. That's when I really started to like him.
He was holding a Bud Light too, right?
Yeah. But I didn't like him before that.
I just hope Dana doesn't.
better be.
I hope Dana doesn't tame him too much.
No.
I kind of like that raw energy.
I don't think you can. It's like when you have a pit bull, you only have him in control so much. You know what I mean? Like you get sit. But when you leave the room, that motherfucker's going to do whatever he wants.
Rip your couch apart if he wants.
That's what's going on.
Doesn't matter.
Scary, spooky dude. He's a spooky dude.
There's nobody in UFC that could probably come close to.
Physically, he's so fucking strong. He's the only guy that's a real heavyweight because the weight class goes up to 265. He's the only guy that's cutting weight and not fat. He's cutting water weight to get down to 265.
What was amazing and what I think demonstrated the size and strength of this motherfucker was when he was on top of, what's his name?
Frank Mir.
Yeah. Mir. A lot of times when someone's on top and they're trying to punch the face, the guy on the bottom has a good technique of covering up and not really getting hit. He was punching through his defenses and just hitting this motherfucker so hard in the face.
Well, Mir made a crucial mistake. He let Brock get wrist control. He got a little relaxed. Mir's a really good jiu-jitsu guy, and a lot of times jiu-jitsu guys, they'll like relax on the bottom, like to say, okay, you're on top, I'm just going to conserve some energy, but you can't do that with that fucking gorilla.
Oh, my God.
He just hits too hard, and he's a really good wrestler. I mean, he was NCAA national champion, so he's a real legit amateur wrestler. He's very good at pressing down, holding dudes down, using his hips, keeping Mir from getting anywhere, and stuffed him up against the cage.
Dude, he was putting his head. He was putting his head. I was like, what a smart move. Because he was like covering his mouth, which I know they do, so you can't breathe. Fucking animals. and he's got his fucking big fucking like Bosworth crew cut, and he's rubbing it on Mir's face, and you know that's really unpleasant.
Gotta hurt.
That's a fucking massive head.
Well, the worst part was the way he had his head. If you saw the position, he was in the half guard, which is like a defensive position from the bottom. But what Lesnar does is he gets you in like this weird neck crank, where he takes the right arm completely out of the equation. And then he's got your fucking head bent forward, and then he's controlling with his armpit. He's controlling his left. So really, all Frank Mir could do was like put his hand in front of his face. That's all he had was this. This is as much motion as he had. Just his hand from his forearm down, from his elbow down. So then his fucking cinder block is smashing through that hand into his face. He's a spooky.
That was terrible, dude.
That was a rape.
Quite a beating. Yeah.
And did you see this? We went back with Reed afterwards, and we walked by. We don't. What do you say to the fighters? Frank Mir walked by, and it's really weird to see a beaten fighter like that. You really want to say something to make him feel better because he seemed like a nice enough guy.
Punch me.
And I didn't say anything.
Will make you feel better.
I think he walked by, and as he was walking, I just went, "Hey, Frank," and Bob goes, "Hey, Frank, good job, man."
Oh, Bobby.
Bob Kelly said,
"Oh, Bobby,"
but it wasn't to be a dick. He just didn't.
No, it just can't.
It's like it's a comedian.
What can you say?
Yeah, after a bad set, someone will go, "Good job."
Oh, that's the worst when you have a terrible set and someone says, "Hey, great set."
Yeah,
like,
it wasn't.
No,
it wasn't.
Don't even say it. Just
I know it wasn't.
Don't look at me.
It wasn't. Yeah.
Good job, Frank.
no eye contact. Just keep walking. But it's 1,000 times worse getting your ass kicked than it is having a bad set.
Jake doesn't think Brock Lesnar could fight. Jake, you got Joe Rogan. What do you got?
Hey, good evening, boys.
Hi, Jake.
Jake.
Welcome aboard.
Jake?
Hey, listen, I understand that, Joe, you got to defend the guy, but, I really think that they really need to start testing for steroids, months and months out, because that dude is so roided up and just so large, nobody can handle him.
Well, maybe. I mean, I'm not saying he's definitely never used anything. I don't know, but he's never failed a steroid test ever in his NFL career when he was trying to play for the NFL. He's never in the UFC, the fights that he's had in MMA when he fought for K1 in Los Angeles. He's never tested positive. It doesn't mean he's not using it. But I think he's a genetic freak because no matter what you do, you can't get a fucking head like that from steroids. That head is gigantic. That's 2 normal heads. If like scientists from 1,000 years from now found his fossil right next to like David Spade's fossil, they'd be like, okay, we have 2 totally separate species.
Yeah,
this is a different species.
The planet was inhabited by 2 separate species.
Yeah, you can't do that with roids. No matter what, there's a part of him that's just genetically off the charts. That's Viking blood. That's some shit from thousands of years ago. He's like 6'2" or 6'3".
6'3",
and he's 265 when he cuts. That means he dehydrates itself to make 265, and then he gets back up to like 285, 290. He's the only guy that's doing that in that weight class. That's the difference. See, if you look at a guy like say Matt Hughes is a big 170, and he really weighs like 185, 190, and then he drops weight to get to 170 and then reinflates with water. But most of the guys at heavyweight, they were like Randy, when he's at his heaviest, weighs like 225 for Randy Couture, and Frank Mir's like 245. Well, Lesnar's 290. That's a giant difference.
That is,
and it's flesh and bone. It's not fat. It's fucking meat. It's meat and solid, extra thick bone. Fuck.
How do you beat a guy like everybody is like talking about Fedor going to Strike Force, which does suck. But a guy like how good
terrible.
of a fighter?
That would have been such a great matchup.
That's I know.
So disappointing.
Yeah, it's but is a guy like that the only guy with a shot with beating a guy like Lesnar? Because a guy like that has wrestled guys of his strength before.
Well, no, he has not.
No.
He's not wrestled anybody as strong as Brock Lesnar. But the other questions come to mind are the cage. The cage is totally different than the way Fedor's fought in rings, because when you get trapped in the bottom of the cage and you pinned up against the cage, that's a real bad spot. You can get fucked up.
Yeah. Right.
Plus, he's never fought with elbows. So elbows and the cage together are a very lethal combination, because you can't move your head. When you're stuck in the ring, your head goes underneath the bottom rope and you can move around. You got some freedom when the guy's punching you. They'll reset you to the center. It's less dangerous for the guy on the bottom.
Right.
When you're in a cage and you're stuffed up against it, very dangerous.
I've seen, just having your face shoved against chain link and having it being like it's on a cheese grate or something.
Yeah.
It's just
that's why those powerful wrestlers have a much better. The UFC is much better for a guy like Mark Coleman, say, when he was the UFC heavyweight champion, because he's a specialist in smashing your face in against the cage. That's what he does best. They hold you against the cage and they punch you like Lesnar did. Punch your fucking face in. It's very tough to do that in the ropes with the ring.
Mike in Minneapolis, just to add to the steroid thing, Lesnar has taken over 53 different steroid tests since college and never failed.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what guys have taken and what guys can't, so I can't say one way or another, honestly. But honestly, you can't build a frame like that.
I hope we have that quote, and someday it comes out that you were the one in the locker room sticking the needle in his hands. Yeah, it was fucking Joe Rogan.
I went to Mexico.
With everybody.
I went to Tijuana with it. I had a fucking Cheech mustache on. I'm buying the shit for him. My friend, you got Debo, my friend?
Fucking Rogan
Where's
shot up
Debo?
Everybody, man. It was fucking.
That was my job. I really do commentary only a couple times a week. Most of the times acquiring steroids from all over the board. I go to Brazil.
Joe, you do such a good job, man. It was. I've listened to you call that fight. It was like you called, and the amazing thing about Rogan is you called. My favorite fight of the night was fucking.
Oh my god, I know
Cooper
exactly
not Cooper, fucking Bisbane and Henderson.
And Henderson,
that fucking. You called it right before he stepped into that fucking right,
that
man.
motherfucker, because you said, "Look at what he's doing. He's keeping his arm."
He was circling towards Henderson's right hand, and he was dropping his left hand. He just got flustered. You know what happened? He talked a ton of shit before that fight, and Henderson is a fucking savage. That guy's a savage.
He looks
and
like
he knew, and Henderson never got upset and kept his cool, but he knew that when they got in there that he was going to have to deal with that guy. And then once he started dealing with him, he realized he was in there with a different kind of guy. He was getting fucked up in that first round.
You said
he got a little
circling
flustered.
around to the wrong side, he's circling right into him, and right after you said that, wham!
Well, his coach was calling it too. His coach was saying, you're moving into his fucking right hand. Get the fuck away from his right hand. It was just crazy. It was the total wrong thing you could ever do. But I think he's just so fucked up. I think the first round he got hit hard a bunch of times. Yeah. He was out of it. I think he was just out of it.
Jimmy makes a good point, though. I hope Dana's taking care of you, because you're perfect for the UFC.
Oh, well, thank you.
Perfect.
I'm honored to get the job, and it's to me it's like a dream gig. It's like I'm a professional fan, and they take care of me. me very
to
much.
hang
I
out
love
with them
working
all
with
and
That
them.
comes
shit.
across though too. It's not like you're one of these stuffy announcer guys. Like you're very fucking knowledgeable on the sport, but you have like this very relatable, regular guy attitude towards it. So I think that really,
thanks, man.
people like watching that. You know,
I really am just a
phony.
professional fan. I mean, I've never. I don't know how you're supposed to do it. You know what I mean?
right? Yeah,
I just do it. No one's ever told me how to do it before. You just go and do it. You just point out what's happening.
And what about Tito Ortiz?
He's back. He's good.
I saw him.
It's hilarious, isn't it?
yeah,
Danny
right?
talks so much
What
shit
the
about him.
fuck,
Him and his
exactly?
woman. I mean, it's really crazy.
It's so bizarre.
It's very bizarre.
There's
But
a video on YouTube.
It's a good move for him. You know,
of Tito doing an ice bath after his first day of training.
Chop
yeah.
Meat finally beat Tito, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Chop Meat.
Congratulations to Chop Meat.
UFC, the game.
Oh, yeah?
My guy's name's Chop Meat.
Oh, nice.
And
you finally beat Tito.
finally.
I heard Chuck is impossible to beat in the game.
Really?
That's what I've heard. That's everybody complains. You can't beat Chuck.
I haven't had to do. I get those emails from Dana that goes, "Hey, instead of training, 9 weeks for this fight that you picked, could you train 3 weeks and go against some guy, mystery fighter?"
Oh, they send you emails?
Yeah,
oh, that's
yeah.
cool.
And it's like, all right, I'll get a little more points for shit like this. So it's like, all right, I'll take the fight. And then it's like Forrest Griffin. I picked like some sap that I knew I could just fucking rattle. And then I get in there and just get fucked up. And there's my first loss. I was 8-0, and then now I'm fucking, then I'm 8-1.
We're already working on the next one.
It's a great
go
game,
back,
man.
Go back in a couple weeks to LA. I have to work on the next one.
And by the way, part of the game that doesn't get enough notice or mention is the fucking card girls coming out of the ring, and they have made computer tits jiggle. They jiggle so nicely in that game. Undisputed.
It's incredible. The
Yeah.
first time I saw Undisputed, I saw it for like a second. I thought it was a real fight.
Yeah, you think it's like real
For
fucking...
1 second, when they
Yeah.
first started playing for us, I was like, "What? I've never seen this angle. Like, what
Yeah.
video is this?" I went, "Oh, that's a fucking that's a video game. Holy
amazing.
shit!"
I have my
Pretty
guy. All I did was concentrate on his kicking, and like I poured it into just kicking all these points. So now I go in there and just face side, back up, face side. But if I get in there with somebody that like pinned me down, which has happened,
no ground game?
I have none ground game, and I just get my ass handed to me. Yeah, look how great that fucking looks.
When you
Amazing
see it for a
graphics.
second, it's like
Yeah.
I mean, after you see a move and it's still something. It's like, do you see I Am Legend when they had those fake animals, like the lions?
They were
just like
off.
it's off.
Yeah.
So it's still off.
Were they fake, those
but they're
lions? I swear to God, I didn't know they were fake.
That's what I heard, Jim.
fucking
That's what I
real.
heard.
I'm not kidding. I knew that the creatures were fake.
What you think the
Didn't know
graphics?
they were real.
You think the graphics are a little off on this, Joe?
Yeah, I mean it's
Well, you
off
can
compared
see
to
they're like-
humans. It's
Yeah,
not.
but I mean,
it's
it's-
He
it's
said
very
you could
close.
sense his computer,
I
but
mean, obviously, no one's going to show you this, and you go, "Look, these two guys are really fighting." You got to
Yeah.
go, "No, it's a fucking game."
It doesn't look like Atari basketball, the
Right.
first one that came out.
I remember
looks pretty good,
Pong,
though.
man.
3 pixels.
It looks pretty good.
Oh, it's fucking amazing.
It
They're
only
just
gets
saying
better,
that.
so.
If you
Yeah.
showed somebody that back in like 1985,
They would lose their fucking
you'd be like,
minds.
"What is this? I'm watching a movie or
Yeah,
something."
yeah, yeah.
You know, when they're playing with characters that are made out of 5 pixels.
and
there's
it's
the
my
tits
Here-
jiggle.
oh,
See that?
there's
Nice.
a chick.
and it's like I say a lot. Like, can you imagine how good these things are going to be in like 600-700 years?
Well, I can't wait.
Yeah.
Jeff, let's only hope we stay alive long enough to see.
From your lips to God's ears, Joe. God, do I have to shit right now?
Do you?
I can't express to you what's happening inside
Do
me.
it in your pants.
Do it.
Wow.
Do it. Do it.
Shit
Do
your
it.
pants.
I can't.
Make the little pants.
There's very
Yeah.
few things in life more satisfying than a good shit. It's one of the most underrated things in the world.
I know, like the type of shit where your legs actually kick out straight.
I've been blowing these gigantic boogers out of my nose because I had a deviated septum operation, and I've been getting these giant scab boogers. They're fucking. I had it a month ago. I got pictures if anyone wants to see. I put them on my
Gross.
Twitter page.
I saw
They're
'em.
fucking. They're so fucking big, but goddamn, they're so satisfying.
When they come out,
I
they
had
feel
that,
good,
but
right?
I told Joe I
that's
had that
fantastic.
surgery. I didn't get those boogers. I guess because I didn't get blocked up
Oh,
or whatever.
poor
Well, my
bastard.
nose has been smashed so many different times. The inside of it is all It's like you see guys when they get cauliflower ear because their ear gets smashed so many times and
Yeah.
it fills up with blood and hardens. Well, your nose gets like that too. I don't know. I mean, it's how it's been explained to me. But your septum gets smashed and twisted and it fills with blood and it thickens. So they had to cut all that shit out. So the inside of my nose was jacked.
God
You feel better now, though, right?
Yeah.
You guys
Oh,
see the
fuck
booger
yeah.
pictures.
Look
that-
at these. Look at these boogers. Look at that.
Fuck!
Yeah, look at that. That came out a couple days ago.
Nice,
wow.
right?
Look at the
Christ,
fucking
I
size
can't
of
look
that
at
thing.
that.
Look at the fucking size
It
of that.
looks like a ring.
It doesn't even look real.
It's got colors
I had to
and
take
textures.
pictures of it. I had to put it on my Twitter page.
Yeah.
It's so hard to believe that. And that came out a month after the operation.
He had to put it on his Twitter.
I put it on my
have
Twitter
to.
page for sure.
You know, speaking of your Twitter
gigantic.
page, to change gears now, is it
That's
true?
wild
Is it true when you were out there? Was it San Francisco? You were
I
drinking
drank
urine.
piss. Yeah, I drank my piss.
Why,
would
Rashida
you
does
say
that, right?
I've done it a bunch of times.
But now, when I read something like that on your Twitter page, I'm like,
Right.
why the fuck wouldn't he save that little thing for us?
Well, I'll do it for you guys.
But wait, is it your first
Couple
piss
trickles.
only?
Fuck, I can't look at that.
It's supposed to be your first piss.
Oh, it's like a bad clam.
Oh, yeah,
That's
the
like
booger, yeah.
That's like a clam that you open up.
It doesn't
and go,
seem
oh,
like
yeah,
it was
that's
really
bad.
inside my nose.
That
but man,
whole thing was in
when
your
it
nose.
came out, it felt so good. It was like I was backed up, and then
No shit.
when it comes out too, it's like it breaks free, and you hear like,
Holy shit.
and when I blew it and it came out, it was just like, whoa! Like I
you
can't
chew
even
it?
believe.
That-
No, I
that-
saved it though.
that
To my
is what's-
office, sitting on an empty Starbucks cup. There's a booger sitting there right on my desk.
Letting that thing harden.
I haven't even moved it.
Can play marbles with it eventually.
Yeah.
Fuck.
That is what is on the floor of someone's kitchen right when you put the baby furniture up for sale on eBay.
That's something that Dr. Baden scrapes off the back of a car. You know? When he's trying to figure out how you got shotgunned in the head. That's what he scrapes. It's like the scene in Pulp Fiction.
Oh, God damn.
So why the urine drink in there, Joe?
Well, what I was explaining is that a lot of people drink it. Supposedly it's medicine. And that I don't know the science behind it, whether it's right or not, but there's people that say that it has proteins and antibodies and that your body actually produces it like when you eat vitamins and stuff. Like I know when you take mushrooms, they say that when you're hitting your peak, you're supposed to drink your piss because your piss has like the psilocybin gets filtered through your urine and it's in your urine. So when you're tripping your fucking balls off and then you drink your piss, it just boom takes you over the top and you blast right through to the other dimension. I mean, I've never done it. I've never drinking my piss while I've been tripping because I always forget. But that's the
does it taste
science
like?
behind it. Doesn't take much.
You're going to see some serious
You want to drink it?
shit.
Drink your piss. It's
Wait,
not that
so
bad.
the first one in the
Tastes
morning?
like warm water. The first one in the morning is supposed to be the best for you. Lyoto Machida, the
Yeah, that's what-
UFC
yeah.
light heavyweight champion, he drinks his urine every morning.
But is that
Like orange
It's not like
juice.
eating shit. Like it's just it's.
You could say
like,
that
I wouldn't
again.
wanna
$100 price difference, Joe.
$100. Unless you know Dennis Hoff and he hooks you up.
Hey, can we have Dr. Steve call in? I would love to ask about that with Doc because I heard that Machida did that and I was like, oh, what? It's like is that just an old wives' tale or is it actually good for you?
It is odd to think that.
I don't know
like,
if it's right, though.
It's kind of.
And would you
it's
drink
a
your own
waste.
piss?
It's a waste.
Yeah, it seems
no.
like
It
waste.
is, but
I know.
it's also like what they say is that your shit is your. I mean, this is the people who do it all the time. They say your shit is your waste, but there's proteins and all sorts of like good things for you that come out of your urine that get filtered through your body that you recycle.
I wouldn't doubt that because, like, just when you eat asparagus, you're smelling something.
Yeah.
So obviously, something from the asparagus is
Right.
going through. And
Sure.
there's nothing bad in asparagus. It has to
Right.
be filtered out. You're eating the fucking stuff. But just eat more asparagus instead of going. Should I drink my
Right.
asparagus
Or
piss?
have a vitamin.
Maybe I'll have some. Yeah, or take
Yeah.
a vitamin or something.
Wait, let's slow down a little bit. You wouldn't drink your own piss?
no.
If Joe did,
Opie's setting something up here. I see what you're
Well,
doing.
of
I
course
see the
he
wheels
is.
spinning, that fella.
The
Well,
great instigator. They're going to know him.
not
as.
even
You know how Reagan was the great communicator? You're the great instigator.
just keeping an open mind here. If Joe did it, how much do you have to drink though?
You know, as
You're not
much as you're
chugging
comfortable
it like a
with.
Gatorade, are you?
Well, if you have to,
A little lemon and salt.
you got to do. Do what you got to do.
Well,
One
some
of
shots.
those
Danny,
beer pisses
would
when
you
you're
drink-
waiting in line.
Would you drink your own piss?
And it's foamy.
You finally get there.
Those are the ones where I could like break apart 2 cigarette butts and peel the paper off the filter. Swear to
Cut
God.
through the ice.
Oh, yeah.
How much better does that
a
feel than a
fucking
shitty
animal.
blowjob, too? Like a shitty blowjob doesn't feel nearly as good as a great piss.
A really good piss.
nice
Where you
long
get that
one.
Yeah.
shiver at the end, like, oh,
Yeah. Oh, you know, a girl doesn't really want to blow you and is blowing you, and you know she doesn't want to, and she's not enthusiastic. It's just bad technique. It's a disaster. A good piss is way better than that, right?
I'll take a bad blowjob over someone just doing it because they love you. I would rather have someone like, I really don't want to do this, but I really dig your act.
That.
It's like, that kind of turns me on.
Someone's got to. They got to be into you. Otherwise, it's useless.
I never really appreciated how bad some girls can be at it until you get really good ones. Like when you're a kid in fucking high school, she could just touch the tip of her tongue to your head, and you're like, I'm getting a blowjob! Boom! This is great! And meanwhile, what the fuck? But you get a girl with fucking just drooling like a camel and twisting your fucking cock with her hand and just blah, blah,
and just stuffing it deep into her esophagus where you're like, you can't even believe it goes back there.
Bronchial tubes.
There's some girls online
fantastic.
That will suck you. They suck the cock, and it's like an 8-9 inch cock. They suck it all the way, and then she's licking the balls while the the dick is all the way in her mouth.
It's like, where is that
chick?
cock?
I don't even want that.
I think I don't even want to do
that. That chick would ruin you because there's only a tiny amount of girls on the planet that can do that.
That can do that. Yeah, that's like a trick.
You know, you tell your chick, just try it, and she throws up all over you. I'm sorry.
It's Heather, I think that girl's name is.
Yes.
Heather, ideepthroat.com. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. And her fucking, her lucky fucking husband has some stupid tattoo around his belly, so you always know it's the same guy getting blown.
Yeah.
And
That's
she
the
is a
worst.
fucking trooper.
When you recognize a dude, that's when you know you're a real pervert. When you recognize a guy's dick.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, look at that. That's Peter North.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a faggot.
Look at that. That's Jeremy, 82.
Oh, that's old school run, Jeremy.
Yes, you can
That's
see the
before
cock.
Viagra.
Oh, they're closing the curtains. That means we get to see this now.
That's ideepthroat.com. There she is. What a good
All
girl.
she does is suck dick.
That's all she does. But the same dick over and over again. It's always her husband.
I've been looking at a lot of amazing porno lately, and just like a lot of blowjob videos. I'm just like, I gotta see these chicks like take massive amounts of dick. I don't know why. I just gotta watch it.
My favorite thing lately is to watch the audition
shot,
ones. I don't know if they're real or not, but it's like girls auditioning for porn.
Those
There
have
is
to be
no,
fake.
there is no real job,
Yeah.
and they're just sucking these guys' dick on cameras. It just seems so real, though. I don't know, if it's fake, good
Is that
for
the
them.
ones where they're crying and the fucking mascara's
No, I don't
running
like to
down
cry.
their
When they
face?
cry,
Not a fan of the
switch
crying
windows.
Yeah, I don't like
blowjobs.
that
Do you
either.
really?
Yeah, I don't like
I don't like the choke. I don't like the choking crying.
You just
Joe.
bummed
Like-
out Jimmy.
That's like
Do you
watching
eat
a
chicken
game.
and not eat the marrow?
Yeah, we're watching a game, man. Whenever the ball goes over the fence, I turn it off. You know,
Yeah, that's fucking.
I deserve something. Nothing.
There's this new blowjob sound when the guy just keeps fucking putting it in there over and over. It's like, yeah.
There's a great story. There's a great story that's a true story that I wrote about on my website about this porno party that I went to. There's this buddy of mine who was a producer of porn films, and he had this party that he invited all of the guys that I do jiu-jitsu with. And we all went to this porno party, and I'm like, what the fuck kind of party is this going to be? It's going to be weird. So we get there, this guy's showing this porno like it is a work of art and talking about it, and you know, it's just this chick's getting fucked, and right in the middle of this happening, she pulls up in her car, and she's with a guy, right? And the guy gets out, and the guy has this look on his face like, what the fuck? And then she comes over to him, she goes, oh, I was going to tell you. And so I'm going, what the fuck is going on here? So I grabbed the guy. He had no idea she was a porno star. He met her at Red Rock, is a bar in L.A., and she goes, do you want to come to a party? And he says yes. He goes to a party, and she's getting ass to mouth on the screen over and over again. This guy's fucking her mouth and she's making this otter noise, like, and then he's stuffing his dick in her ass, and it sounds like two chalkboard erasers slapping together, just smack, 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 smack. And this is what this kid walks into. He's like 22 years old, and he's like, what the fuck? And she told him that she was a makeup artist.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, she is, in a way. You
In a
know?
way.
Yeah, exactly.
She's making up for a bad childhood.
Hilarious story.
So what
you
happened
guys
with
want to
them?
know?
All right, now
Oh man.
You know, they're still together. They have children
okay,
now.
That's pretty good.
I like a good fat one.
Is that ideepthroat.com?
No, this is a clip from Cum Stained Casting Couch 4.
Oh, there you go.
What's that about?
Hard.
What that is shitty parenting. There you go.
Yeah.
Cum-stained
Somebody-
casting
Look at this
Look
guy.
at that guy. What
Yeah,
a
I'm gonna
douche.
get my cock sucked.
Oh, what a douche.
Look at him with his fucking greasy hair and everything. That's
There's no
great.
way to be a guy doing porn and not seem like a douchebag. Yeah.
Yeah, guys are just not gonna like you.
The videos that I like, my favorite ones are the dudes have their face blurred out. Like, no, you can't see me.
Oh, he's right in there.
Oh, there
of
you
course,
go.
the obligatory
Yeah.
eating the box.
That seems like a waste to me.
beginning.
Whenever that's in there, why?
Ari Shaffir, not a fan of the pussy eating.
Yes.
No, not to watch it.
Yeah, I agree to watch it.
Yeah, to watch
Yeah.
it is kind of like a waste of time on a fucking porno. Why do you want to see that?
Yeah, girls kissing too. That does nothing to me.
No.
Get the fuck out of the way.
Yeah.
You know what I really like lately? The POV stuff.
Yeah.
Where you can feel like it's you.
That's kind of,
Yeah,
you know
looking up.
something? I
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
like that. Where the chick is kind of looking like, all right, that's good. I like also a girl completely naked.
Wow, that's a big dick.
Like
Yeah.
a little bit of a distance looking at the camera.
Look at that black
Because then it's
gentleman.
like you're walking into the scene. Like, I'll be there in a second. I'm going to
That
fuck
is
you.
that's goddamn ridiculous. Look at the size of this guy's dick. Look at this fucking
Open it up,
picture.
James. That fake or
Holy
real?
shit.
What the fuck? Is that real?
It's an ad for something.
It's an ad for
what?
For big
a
dick.
big black dick.
And to bring back slavery. Jesus Christ. That is a massive cock.
And ad to bring back slavery. Ladies and gentlemen, there's some new information that you need to review. We can't have this on the street. Here's the options. We can own it.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, this is
what
one of
the
these.
fuck?
Yeah, what do you think of the bachelorette party video?
I don't
you
sad.
think?
I think most of them are fake.
Guy
though.
goes to a
God.
bachelor party.
Oh, fake.
Oh, it's not fake. This shit happens for real. Like that's why his
does,
dick
but-
is limp,
Yeah,
man.
guy goes to a bachelor party.
those
gets
girls
shit.
suck their dicks all the
No
time.
one is allowing their faces. They all have boyfriends, half these chicks. No
Yeah.
one's letting all their faces.
Maybe not.
out.
Maybe she's the maid of honor.
No one's
no,
blurred
that's
out.
real.
No one's blurred out. They're not
That's
doing
real. That happens all the time.
Real
I had a buddy of mine
woman.
when I was back on my old Taekwondo days. One of my friends was a male dancer. He used to do these parties, and they'd have like 3 or 4 girls would suck his dick.
Jerking off in the cup. Now she's drinking.
Oh,
that's-
yeah,
get the
that happens
fuck
at
outta
bachelorette
here.
parties.
That's
Shut the
They're
fuck
fucking.
up.
They're
They're all
hooting
And everyone else cheering.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're all hooting
If they
and
want to make it
hollering.
real, they get one cunty-looking girl on the side, just going judging with their eyes.
One. How about all the ones that don't have the dick in their mouth? Every girl without the dick in their mouth, like, "Would you fucking whore? You're a fucking whore. I hope you're happy."
And one by one, they'll all be.
I'm not saying I'm going to tell Mike, but someone's going to fucking tell him. Just an anonymous email from your girlfriend's a slut at yahoo.com.
Fucking Rogan.
That's funny, Joe.
Look at that giant dick in front of that chick's face. What the fuck do you do with
crazy.
that?
I know.
An ad to bring back slavery? That's the best line ever.
That is crazy. That can't be.
It's so sad. That's
Oh
got
my
it.
God.
There was that movie, The Hangover. Did you see The Hangover?
Haven't seen that yet.
I saw.
The Chinese guy gets out of the car.
That
He's got the
was
micro penis.
hilarious.
They say that's his real penis.
It has to
Young.
be, right?
Yeah. How can you put on a smaller penis?
What's his
Well, you
name?
could
The
CGI
actor?
it.
Oh, that's a
Yeah.
good point.
He's actually around today.
Dr. Ken?
What?
Ken Jeong, the actor.
Yeah, he's in everything.
He's
We
around
should-
today,
We should get
Oh,
him
he's in the
Around
studio.
the halls.
and see
Yeah,
if,
see his cock?
it's a real
Oh,
tiny
that's
penis
so sad.
or not.
Could you imagine? That might be the thing that he gets asked the most right now.
Yeah.
He has
Is that
huge-
really your small dick?
Dude, he has
That's
all.
great to
he
be
has
known
a
for.
ton
Giant
of bush
bush.
hair.
Yeah, it was just
and then
bush.
this tiny little. I don't even know how to.
It's not even
describe
that
it.
big. You're being very generous with your fingers right there. Ope's got his fingers
Really?
about 2 inches
Micro?
apart, but that's
Well,
not
I was
true.
going this way.
Micro
It was
It's
not
an
even.
inch, maybe?
Maybe an inch. It
Maybe
was-
an inch,
wow.
just sort of popping out, kind of like a Bobo thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
You mostly
Bobo's
only
hung,
saw push.
Bobo's hung compared to that. The guy from The Hangover.
It was like when you buy canned mushrooms and you get those little ones.
Oh, the tiny little one?
Oh, Jesus.
You have a picture of his dick.
Outside.
Oh, how sad.
Yeah. Well,
Poor fella.
did you like The Hangover, Joe?
I thought it was hilarious.
I thought so too.
Yeah.
They just that movie. They went for it. You know,
Yep.
there's some movies where there's
You just got to go for it.
They just
again
went
in
for
comedies.
it. Yeah,
Just
yeah.
go for it. I think it's turning around, and they are. But
I didn't see it.
it's a good movie.
I've
It's
been
pretty
in the movie
good.
in a while.
You know, I mean, it's kind of a tired premise. You know, they go to Vegas and shit gets crazy, but they did it right. They did it
Yeah.
right. You know,
Tyson was all right in that
it
movie.
was fucking
It
good.
was all right, man. Fucking Tyson.
Did you see the movie? Did you see the
Yeah,
Tyson
I did.
documentary? How disturbing is that?
It was amazing.
That was really good. Man.
I didn't like the filmmaking as much, but the
No, I
actual-
didn't like how they overlapped.
Thank
the-
you.
Yeah,
they,
that was like
they didn't need to do that.
it was almost like they were trying to make him seem more fucked up than he is. Like they were making the voices in his head clash together, and he's talking over himself.
They didn't need to do anything.
Yeah.
Just Tyson talking about his life was just
Yeah.
fascinating.
I bet you
you
Toback did
realize
that-
he's smarter than we all thought he was.
I bet you he did that just because it's technically without it. It's just an interview. Like he probably only did that just to make it have some different element.
Yeah.
Type of
Right.
artistic.
Then watching-
his vision.
Right.
Than just watching a guy who basically put together clips. That's all it would have been. He was the guy
No
who put together
one
clips.
says scarier shit than Tyson when he's mad at you.
Yeah.
No one has ever said shit like, I'll eat your asshole alive. I'll fuck you till you love me, faggot.
That was a good one.
Did you hear what he said to one of the guys who reviewed the movie? One of the guys reviewed the movie and said he was a terrible human being, all this different.
Really?
Tyson said, I want to stuff garbage in your mother's asshole and light it on fire and put the fire out with my penis. That's what he said. What the fuck? I mean, there's just very few humans who can think like that.
But only Tyson can get away with saying, "I'll fuck you until you
fuck
love
you
me."
till you love me, faggot.
Like Tyson ain't the faggot. The guy is the faggot.
Exactly. Well, he's been in jail.
Prison logic.
That's prison logic. You know?
Tyson's fucking him.
Yeah, he's not the faggot. He's just showing you who's
Who
boss.
said he was a terrible person, though? That was a great...
Some guy.
What a fucking...
Some guy got mad. Well, you know, people are always looking for something to fucking complain about. The guy was so honest in that movie. I mean, how do you not respect that? And how do you not respect a kid who's in that horrible environment? You know, the way he described it as a child, grows up and has this escape through boxing, and that's what he does. I mean, that's
He
a
was
fucking
humanized
scary
in that
world.
movie, big
Very
time.
much. Yeah.
And we talked about the movie for a while, and the clip of Tyson saying he doesn't want to do it anymore
Yeah.
almost breaks your heart when
Yeah.
you hear that.
I was watching
Can we,
that
can
Kevin
we play
McBride,
that again?
Yeah, he's like, I don't have the heart for it.
It's
Yeah.
so sad.
So honest.
So honest.
Did you cry when he was talking about Dust D'Amato? Gus D'Amato. Yeah, I dropped a couple tears. I was sad watching him talk about Gus.
Yeah.
And you don't realize that he never saw Tyson as the heavyweight champion. For some
Right,
reason, you
yeah.
think that maybe
Yeah.
he did see the first year or something, or the first few months of
When you
Tyson
remember
on top.
the Tyson that used to charge out of that corner and just fucking eliminate somebody, and then you saw him like just getting his ass handed to him and saying, "I don't have it anymore.
Yeah, it's
I don't
weird.
want to fight anymore. I don't have the heart."
Watch like the Marvis Frazier fight. That was one of the scariest fights in heavyweight history.
Holy shit!
Just stormed out of the gate, just throwing nuclear fucking bombs at that guy's head.
And he was just built like a fucking fire hydrant.
Yeah.
Just bleh.
Yeah, he was.
the
The
Tyson-
Tyson days were
charged out of that
fucking
corner.
frightening, man.
Charged out of the
Huh?
corner.
This is just fight highlights.
The Tyson days, man. There's nothing like those. I mean, it wasn't even. You didn't even watch a fight. You weren't going to see someone do well.
You just want to see somebody
Just get destroyed.
punch, and only a couple of punches.
Yeah,
It was
20
like,
seconds.
I'm
Boom.
seeing a pay-per-view here, and it's going to be over in 20 seconds.
What an animal.
Yeah,
He really was. Tyson was a
rare
great
motherfucker.
fucking fighter, man.
He was a rare motherfucker.
Absolutely.
But I mean, it's almost like that documentary should be like shown to people that want to have kids.
You think
like
he-
this is what happens when you don't raise your fucking kids, you
Yeah.
don't give them any love, and you leave them in a terrible environment. They become a monster.
You know what's better than the pure a knockdown is watching Tyson hit someone and then the person going, "Uh-oh, I'm really fucked here." Like they're rattled and going, "I know he's coming back and I'm fucked."
I can't even see him.
I
can't
just
see him. I don't know where he is.
Who did he beat for one of the titles? His first title. God damn it! It wasn't Razor Ruddock. Who the? I just watched
God.
the guy who
Trevor
fell-
Berbick?
Trevor Berbick. Yes,
fight.
where he
That's
tries to get up.
Yeah.
Did you see
Yeah.
his head? That fucking head snap back. Look at this poor
I remember when
motherfucker.
he lost to Buster
Look at this.
Douglas. I didn't
Look at
watch the
this.
fight.
Oh. And then here, take that
When he
with
lost
you.
to Buster Douglas, I didn't watch
didn't
the
watch
fight.
that?
I had a
Yeah.
gig, and I thought it was going to be a blowout. You know, a lot of people thought it was like he was like 40-1 underdog or something crazy.
Yeah.
And I heard that he got knocked out. And then me and a buddy of mine, they replayed it. And we watched it the next night at a bar. And even watching it the next night, knowing what happened, I didn't believe it.
Yep.
I'm like,
Yeah.
he's going to get up.
Yeah.
He's going to knock him out.
Dude, go back to that fat fuck. Look at this guy. He gets
Tony
tagged.
Tubbs.
Oh, that's Tony. Yeah.
Look, he gets tagged, then just kind of goes,
Whoa,
whoa,
whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa,
I
whoa.
didn't even know how fucked up I was.
And he's trying to hit him even though he knows he's going
punched him
down.
on the
He
way
did
down.
not even
Yeah.
know how fucked up he was.
Well, it's a weird thing when you get knocked down, your legs like stop working. You know, it's like it doesn't even hurt that much. It's a strange feeling. It's like your legs just stop working; they give out.
Jesus.
And you're trying to focus, and
Yeah, and the eyes are all.
Doink.
The eyes are great.
bam.
Where they're just looking like, what? I have no idea where I am. What the fuck I'm doing here?
Well, everybody else back then was fighting at a certain speed. It's like everybody was a 45, and Tyson came along and he was a 78.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
it was- they just couldn't adjust.
Yeah, they had that old heavyweight kind of. We're just going to sit
Plotting,
here and brawl it out like Brontosaurus.
Yeah, they just even the guys who were good in his day, the Pinklin Thomas guys, they just couldn't compare. When he got a hold of him, he just
he held
smashed
back
him. The Spinks fight.
God damn, man.
Michael Spinks.
How about the
Devastating.
documentary he was talking about? He was fighting with gonorrhea.
Oh, yeah.
It was either from a prostitute or a very, very filthy young lady. And apparently, and he's like, and he decided not to deal with it because that's how the old fighters were. They would just go in there and it didn't matter. What? The fuck? He fought with gonorrhea. Just to go in and fight with that.
Just made him angrier.
That just makes you feel even more like a bitch. Not only did he knock you out when he was fucking suffering from gonorrhea. My dick was painful. It was very painful. Scary
great,
human, man.
Yeah.
And he had some choice words to say about the woman.
Desiree Washington.
Boy.
Yeah.
That convinced me that he was innocent, though.
Yeah, I agree.
That wretched
I agree.
bitch.
Yeah. Well, that
Wretched
girl,
bitch.
what they did, they withheld. I'm pretty sure. I don't want to get sued, but I think she also falsely accused someone of rape when she was 18.
Oh,
like
did she?
she had already done that before, So they were looking to put him in jail. He was a scary guy.
Oh, yeah. You got to keep him caged up. That's what they thought. Keep him caged up until he's not as crazy anymore.
Well, that's Brock Lesnar's the new Mike Tyson.
Oh,
that's the
insanity.
that's the new thing that you're just. What do you do with that?
Who does Lesnar fight next?
They don't know. I mean, the Fedor thing now that it's falling apart, it's really sucks.
And all because of M1. All because Dana wouldn't let them co-promote. He was going to let him fight Samo. He offered a fucking shitload of money out of him.
$5 million a fight, 6 fights.
More than anybody.
Yeah. Well, Fedor is owned by his management, and they take care of him. But they also promote things. M1 Global they promote. So I wasn't there for the. I mean, I'm supposed to sit down with Dana in Philly. He's going to tell me the whole story. So
he's calling our show. Maybe he'll tell us all.
it's a long story. I think. I don't know if he's going to tell us.
Well,
we'll see.
We got time.
I think it's Fedor's management. And he was going to let them hang banners. He was going to let
so
them
you
wear
wear
the
N1
shorts.
Global over your shorts.
It really is a disappointment.
What a terrible.
It's disappointing.
But
obviously.
I said yesterday, I think it's like casinos, where let's just say that there are silent partners in casinos, and maybe that they do the books a certain way, and maybe M1's the same thing.
Well, there's another guy, Gegard Mousasi, and he's a top light heavyweight.
I couldn't say that name if I read it phonetically off a paper.
He supposedly the word is on the internet that he was told that he got a shitty offer from the UFC when in fact the UFC didn't give him an offer at all, and if they were going to take his Affliction contract, they were going to give him what he got paid in Affliction.
Right.
And he was told that it was going to be less than half that, and so that he went and fought with Strikeforce instead, and now he knows he's been deceived. That's just the internet word. I don't know if it's true.
Who do you think fights Lesnar now?
It's very tough. You got to get a giant
Shane
dude.
Carwin?
There's not that many. Shane Carwin is a good example. Shane Carwin is going to fight Cain Velasquez, two guys that are all-American wrestlers, real good. Shane Carwin is a big guy too. He's like 255. He's not like a small light heavyweight. He's a small heavyweight. He's a big guy. So that's an interesting fight.
Is there any way for them to fight Fedor Lesnar, even though he's in Strikeforce?
No, they wouldn't do it. They would never do it. And you know what? And they can't. Strikeforce is just too small of an organization right now. I mean, I think they put on great fights, but Strikeforce benefits from a deal with M1 Global. The two of them together, they have Fedor. It gives them, credibility. They have, what a lot of people think is the number one heavyweight. It helps Strikeforce. I understand why they would want to do the deal. For the UFC, it makes no sense. Why would they co-promote with, first of all, someone who doesn't even have a promotion license in the United States yet? I mean, I don't think M1 Global's ever promoted a fight in Vegas. Jesus. I mean, and they're going to co-promote with the UFC? Yeah. It's crazy for them.
Yeah, it was like a stupid move for Dana if he did it. Now
they're just going to have to.
Yeah,
have
you
all the
can't
fighters
do
draw
that, and they just know that Fedor's got this mystique about him, and that's their only ticket to get something like this. They're not going to get it with any of these other guys.
He's 33 years old. I'm going to tell you something. I wonder if on some level his management was concerned about I personally, I still think Fedor would beat Lesnar. I just think he's too experienced.
I'm not sure about that.
No,
I used to think
that
until the Mir fight, and then I'm like, with a cage and with punches and elbows especially on the ground, I don't know, man. I don't know that Fedor could stop Lesnar from taking him down. And if he's down and Lesnar has good defense, I mean, Fedor is very good at submitting guys off their back, but he's very good at submitting guys who make careless mistakes and leave their arms hanging out. And Lesnar's not going to do that.
He's hard to submit, though, man. When he fought Nogueira, when he took the pride title.
Fedor? Yeah,
yeah. Like, God damn it! Like he fought him. Like they said, he fought him on the ground when everyone said stay off the fucking ground. He stayed on the ground to beat him on the ground.
Well, guys have beaten Nogueira on the ground like that before. Rico Rodriguez, former UFC heavyweight champion, should have gotten a decision over Nogueira, but they score fights differently in Pride. But Nogueira's style, he likes to use double wrist control, and he likes to try to hold on to guys and submit guys from there. And that'll work on guys who don't know what you're doing. But once guys have figured that out, they're like, get off me, bitch. They're just not going to let you grab their wrist. And Nogueira's style, like, he's like so tough, it almost led to like a worse beating. It made it even worse because he just took these fucking bombs from Fedor and got his face smashed in. He got his eye socket broken in that fight, and it was pretty nasty.
Yeah, Fedor was a machine. He really gave him a beat.
Yeah, and there's fucking Brock. There's that move when he's hammering.
Yeah, look at him.
Watch when he gets Mir and he. Okay, that's the first fight when they stop the fight due to punches in the back of the head. He's a scary motherfucker, man.
Damn, he can punch right.
What the fuck?
Right through
It's
that
amazing.
shit.
Look at this. This is the Randy Couture hammer fists.
He's just hammering
with his
Couture's
lunchbox.
face.
And that's, by the way, UFC Hall of Fame former heavyweight and light heavyweight champion. He's getting crushed by a fake wrestler guy.
Oh, the knee to the side.
Fake wrestler guy. That's funny.
I mean, that's the WWE guy. I mean, that's the big knock on him. But if you look at these guys,
Jesus, would you take a knee like that, Jimmy?
No.
I don't know if you have any say in the matter.
Yeah, here's an ask.
Yeah, could you knee me in the back?
Hold still. Do you want this knee?
The thing about this guy is that he was a real, legit amateur wrestling champion. And then, with a lot of those guys, there's no avenue for them professionally. So they go into pro wrestling. Right. And then as he was watching the MMA shit when he was doing pro wrestling, he just decided to say, fuck it. I mean, that takes mad balls.
So he's not some just big jock who didn't have, he really knows how to fight.
No, yeah.
The guy who's the world's strongest man apparently wants to do MMA. What is it, like Mariusz Pudzianowski or some fucking
one
shit?
of those
Guys?
It's like the guys that used to be on the what was that? What was the competition they used to have all the guys?
Oh, the strongman competition?
Yeah, strongest man in the world. Throwing beer kegs and shit.
I love that shit.
I love it.
So fucked up.
Heistermerger Gergen.
It's always some guy from South Africa,
But who comes up with the events? It's like, okay, you're going to roll this truck tire 100 times down the road.
Yeah, but not the round way. Right. You got to lift it up and flip
push it back over.
The craziest one, they had 2 ramps and they had handles on these cars and they let the emergency brakes go and the guy's standing on the top of the 2 ramps holding these cars from rolling and they're stretching them apart.
The
like,
faces
what
they
the
make
fuck?
are just like...
How does that guy not blow a fucking aneurysm right there?
Really?
We should go to break. If Travis could find it real fast, Brian Regan does a really good bit on the strongman competition. If you can find it real fast, we can play it into break. We'll continue. Joe is going to be at Helium Comedy Club tonight. I think the tickets got to be really close to sold out, but you might want to give him a call real quick and say 215-496-9001, right? And then UFC, that's sold out? The UFC is sold out, right?
It's sold out. Yeah.
So you don't even need to be here today. That's nice. You just
I listen.
hang with the
I was
boys.
going to. I mean, we're flying into Philly. I flew into New York just to hang out with you guys.
That's
100%. 100% the reason.
That rules. All right, more with Joe Rogan.
I've been around a while, man.
Dana White at 9, Jim Jefferies, I believe.
I want to do live from the compound.
Next.
Yeah, down in the basement.
I want to come.
Couple
man.
of beers,
Cool.
fucking, yeah.
I'll fly in for that.
You should
Fire it up.
You should have came in another day.
Bring a
early.
fucking fan. It's 300 degrees in that room. You have everything but an air conditioning unit, you fucking weirdo.
Yeah, really.
Fucking awful.
It's got everything else except a fan.
Dude, it was
It's all about
sweltering in there.
lighting, It is all about lighting.
When we come back, I really do need gun advice. I really need
we'll
some
get gun advice
Colorado
for
gun
Joe.
advice.
And Joe's living in Colorado. I want to know about that as well. Opie and Anthony. You're checking out the Opie and Anthony show. Jim Jefferies is making his way into the studio. We got Joe Rogan playing Helium Comedy Club tonight. 215-496-9001. Tickets going fast. Pretty much sold out. And then, of course, UFC down there in Philly for the first time. That's huge. We're all going. It's going to be a Philly weekend for the boys.
Philly.
Hell yeah.
And Rogan and Anthony talking about guns during the break.
We're discussing
I did a
some
little,
guns.
I tweeted a little picture. That's what I do.
Oh,
of you guys
look at
discussing
that.
guns.
Candid gun talk.
Not
pick.
as good as Joe Rogan's, bloody booger pics that he puts up, but I'm trying.
Goddamn, was that disturbing, man?
Joe,
It's
what's
disturbing to me, and it came out of my head.
What's your Twitter? Because as I said Joe Rogan, I'm like, I
It's
got to
Joe Rogan, DOTNET, JoeRogan.net.
See, that's why I can't remember that.
Yeah, it's too. Well, somebody already had Joe Rogan, and so that's all I could get.
Well, you should beat him up and take your name back.
Motherfucker.
Probably a
you
nice
just
guy.
Show up at his door.
Maybe a fan.
Guy's probably like, dude, my name's Joe Rogan. What was
Yeah,
I
what the
supposed to
fuck?
do?
If he was a fan, he would give it back to you, though. So he's
Maybe.
not a fan.
He's never he's posted like Fear Factor LOL. Like that's like his only Twitter post that he's ever
great.
used.
Have you asked for your name back?
I got like 55,000 people on that. I don't think they would switch over.
Yeah, I know.
I'm like, hey, I like you guys. Could you come over to here?
You're pot
then I'd have
committed
5.
to the name.
When you tweet, do you get scared that your account might get wiped out because you did something stupid?
No, they've never given. Do people get their accounts wiped out at Twitter?
There's a video.
I'm drinking my piss on Twitter. I haven't gotten wiped out.
Nice.
Well, there's
boogers, everything.
The skydiving, the naked broad skydiving video. I want to put the link up on my Twitter. And people
Why can't you?
People are like, I don't know. I wouldn't take a chance.
I don't
They
think
might
so.
wipe out your account.
If you go to Belladonna's Twitter, she has links that go immediately to her website, and she writes, NSF, not safe for work, and you go to it, and you get to her site, and it's immediately open assholes with cum dripping out of them. I mean, that bitch just cuts right to the chase. Her fucking website is just giant assholes. Oh my god!
Whoa. See, I want to tweet this.
Skydiving,
but look at her pussy. Just flapping.
You're never gonna get all the air out of that
like
pussy.
They fed it peanut butter.
That's like a horse.
Yeah. So I want to tweet that, but people are like, I don't know.
You can tweet that.
I wouldn't take a chance.
I think it's because
Belladonna's
don't
account
like
is
that.
still up, and she's got thousands and thousands of members. Every time she posts a link to her website, it's giant open assholes with cum licking out of it.
I think I'm
licking
gonna,
out of it.
I think
Leaking
I'm-
out of it.
I think I tweet the video. Then.
Tweet it.
All right.
Tweet it.
Tweet it.
So Joe has some gun questions for Anthony. I think you might answer all his questions during the break, but
Yeah, we have to. Well, no, I didn't. But first, you got to figure out. You're Colorado. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure what the laws are there.
well,
You got to be able to get guns.
Well, let's start with this.
Just
Why-
to protect yourself.
Yeah,
Why
well,
did Joe
you would
move
think.
to Colorado? You're an LA guy.
No, well, I lived in L.A. I wanted to mix it up. I just thought about the idea of living in the mountains, and then I thought about it, and I said, but I can just fucking do it.
you could do that.
Why not? Why don't I just do it? And it's one of those things where it's like you could talk about it and then not do anything, and then it's like you're living the same life. Or you could just do something fucking crazy and just move to the mountains out of nowhere, and all of a sudden now you got this crazy new life. And I think creatively, like as a comic, I think that's real good for you to just switch shit up like that, move to a totally different environment, different stimuli, different world.
Most people just wouldn't take that step and do that.
Yeah,
Though.
you
It
gotta
sounds
fucking
logical.
live, man. I got gray hair on my balls. I'm getting old. You got to take a chance. Just fucking do it. And that's. I just put my money where my mouth is.
Well, this is good.
It's time to
Permit to
move.
purchase a handgun? No. Apparently,
No.
you don't need one.
Nice.
Registration of handguns? No.
Oh, okay. good.
Licensing of owners of handguns? No.
No. Oh,
Permit
that's a good
to
state.
carry handguns? Yes. You need one
Oh, okay.
concealed.
To conceal it.
To conceal.
Well,
So
what
you
if I
could just
don't
walk around with
conceal
a
it?
fucking one on your hip? I gather.
Oh, okay. So
that sounds like
when I walk around my yard to protect myself from scary fucking monsters that live in the woods.
There are monsters there. Yeah, there
I live-
are monsters.
What kind of monsters?
Mountain
wild
lions,
mountain lions.
obviously.
There's like fucking
Bears.
signs up all around where I live. Like if a mountain lion attacks you, fight back. Bears attack you, you're supposed to play dead.
Right.
But mountain lions, you're supposed to fight back.
Really?
Yeah, they'll fucking eat you, man.
Really?
What kind of MMA move do you use on a mountain lion?
First of all, you gotta avoid his paws, and you gotta keep away from his. Make sure his jaw doesn't lock on your neck. You want to avoid the rear naked choke. Because that's what they do. They do just like a rear naked choke. When you see them take out a deer, they grab a hold of the neck and they pin them down. They cut off the oxygen. Right. That's what cats like to do. Bears are scarier because bears just start eating you. Bears don't try to kill you
They're not even
first.
fighting.
They just start eating you.
They'll go right to eating.
Yeah. We don't have to kill him first. Like, mountain lion will strangle you
Because they're predators.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
the weird thing is omnivores. Omnivores don't really kill you first. They just go, oh, I can eat you? I'll eat you.
Like
You're just like a berry. Yeah.
You're like a berry on a bush. It's just, I'm alive!
There's a terrifying video of a bear that caught a moose and just starts eating the moose from the guts first.
Oh,
just
shit.
starts digging into this moose's guts, and the moose's legs are kicking. The bear's just
making
just ripping his fucking guts apart.
Where's
making
this
them
video?
Dying moose
It's online.
noises.
Let's
It's
find
online.
that video. Dan.
There's another great
Okay.
one online, very similar, where a chimp is eating a monkey. I don't know if you've ever seen these. Chimps love to eat monkeys. And when they eat monkeys, they just eat them. They just grab them, hold them, and start eating them. And the chimp is eating this monkey from like the asshole first.
Jesus.
If you watch, Google on YouTube, chimp eats monkey. There's a link to it on JoeRogan.net on my
Yeah, go to
website somewhere.
JoeRogan.net.
I don't know where it is, though.
Get some
It's
more
in
people
there.
checking out
the,
that website.
the inner chimp.
You know how to run a website, Joe. You got
Well, I
good
just
shit on your
I
website.
just try to update it as much as possible. But
Little
I've been
of everything.
Little lax
And speaking
lately.
of porno on Twitter, we got Mersh checking in. Mersh,
You.
hey buddy.
Yeah, I wanted to let you guys know, Razor Roman turned me on to, it's at Tweet Me Some Skin. and this dude just compiles just hot chicks just doing all kinds of lovely, naughty things. And you guys got to check it out. Wood Floor Liquor and I spent
You can get
hours yesterday
so desensitized from the internet. It's so easy.
Never. There's always something to find.
And I mean, they're just hot college girls, and like some are porn stars. It's great.
So one word, tweet me some skin on Twitter.
Yes, it's at Tweet Me Some Skin.
Fuck, that account's going to blow up today, huh?
Oh, yeah. Totally worth checking out.
Jesus, I'm there. Thank you, sir.
And you can also go to @Mersh. I'm slipping that in there. What the hell?
Ooh, how dare you, sir? How dare you try to get some Twitter friends?
What the
I love. Yeah, this is the one where the chimp kills and eats a monkey. Watch this shit.
Wow.
It's very disturbing because they're very organized in how they chase these monkeys. What they do is some chimps make a lot of noise and they start chasing them, and they chase them into these other chimps that are waiting, and then there's like this
Holy
mad
shit.
scramble, and they catch them, and when they catch them, they just start fucking ripping them apart and eating them alive.
Oh.
Because they don't kill them first.
Just some volume?
Chimps are fucking scary, man.
Oh, my God.
The way they throw themselves through the air, too. Now look at them get all excited because they got one. Now there's the monkey. Look, they're ripping it apart, eating it alive. Look at that.
Holy shit.
They're just
Get
eating
the
them.
fuck
See the
outta
monkey
here.
screaming and shit?
Yeah.
Look, they're just eating them.
Oh, that
Look, see
monkey
how they're
is
just
not
pulling them
happy.
apart?
Tearing it apart.
Yeah, they don't kill them first.
Everyone, the hunters in the trees and the spectators on the
That's
ground,
our
are screaming with
ancestors.
excitement.
When you
Yeah.
want to know why people are so fucked up, watch this.
Holy shit.
Look at that. They're just eating that thing.
Oh,
That thing's
they're
still
ripping his
alive.
guts out.
Ripping it apart, biting it. Asshole first. Look at that.
Whoa.
Just eating chunks of monkey.
Now look, everyone's calm, just eating the remains.
You know, they didn't even know that monkeys did, that chimps did shit like this. They had no idea until they got this footage.
Yeah, they thought they were just like peaceful
Yeah.
little berry eaters and beat the. Give him a banana. Give him a banana. Put him in a little engineer costume with a hat on.
Yeah, forget people having guns. How about that fucking crazy bitch in Connecticut that had one of these subhuman,
God.
super fucking primates in a diaper,
Like a
walking
retard
around-
strength.
Holy fucking retard strength! They're like 5 men.
Giving it Valium and Xanax.
Yeah,
to
and
calm it down
sleeping
a
with
little
it.
bit and
It was a
sleep with
fucking
it.
fake
with it.
boyfriend. She was giving him wine.
That was fucked
And it
up.
ate the woman's face.
Ate her hands, ate her face, ate her eyeballs.
And that other guy that was
Yeah.
with the woman that went to give a birthday
Yeah, the birthday
to
cake.
the fucking
That's California, right?
Yeah. Ate his
That's one of our
fucking
favorite
balls.
stories of all time.
Ate
Ripped his foot
fucking
off.
Balls.
They're intelligent. They go for stuff that's going to hurt you, like your fingers. They go for what
Yeah,
makes
yeah.
you a human.
Yeah,
they
yeah.
take your hands away.
Taking your hands away. And
Take
you're
your
not,
face away.
You're never going to breed again because I'm going to rip your fucking
Oh,
testicles
with
off.
your fucking teeth. An intelligent thing
Yeah.
try to eat your dick.
It's like-
and it's straight to 500-pound man.
But it's not quite intelligent enough to go, could you stop eating me? And have it go, okay, sir.
Well, yeah, there's no
My mistake."
communication.
Yeah, nothing. It's like the Terminator. It can't be reasoned to. It can't be bargained with.
Dude, I want to go back to the subject, but we have Dana White on the phone, and he can't
Oh,
wait
yeah.
around.
There
He
you
can't
go.
wait around through this nonsense.
Dana.
Dana!
My God, what are you guys talking
What's
about?
happening, brother?
Watching chimpanzees eat a monkey.
Hey, Dana.
What I'm trying to do is
Friday.
desensitize people to UFC violence. I'm trying to show them real fucked up shit in the world so they don't think that the UFC is violent.
Exactly.
Dana.
Rogan, you're the best.
And you take care of Rogan,
You're the best,
right?
sir. Come on, man. Of course he does.
All right, I want to make sure.
I love working for the UFC.
Fucking Rogan, he's perfect for you, Dana. You know that. You know that.
I know.
It's the only reason
He's the
we
one who
watch.
talked me into doing it. When I met Dana, I was doing Fear Factor, and he's the one who talked me into doing commentary. I was like, come on,
you know
man.
what happened? When we bought the company, I actually flew to New York and started packing up all the tapes and all the things that we now own. There was so many tapes and everything, and there was this tape. There was this VHS tape of Joe Rogan on the Ivory Keenan Wayans talk show. You remember that show?
Oh, yeah.
And he was talking about. They asked him. Ivory Keenan Wayans asked him, "So you're into this UFC thing, huh? You're a UFC fan. How do you think Steven Seagal would do in there?" And Joe just starts going off on. They would grab his ponytail and start beating his head off. It was one of the funniest things I'd ever seen. I said, "This is the kind of guy we need to be with the UFC," and that was how Rogan and I started talking.
What kind of a person who owns an organization like that looks at a video like that and goes, "Oh yeah, we need that guy talking for us. We need that fucking idiot talking for us." I do a joke about it in my act that I accidentally said rape choke during a broadcast once. It was a total accident because I say it on stage all the time.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
there was a fight once where Matt Hamill grabbed Tim Bosch and he grabbed him by the neck like he was going to rape him. I go, go, oh, he's got the rape choke. And right after I said it, I was like, what the fuck did I just say?
Oh, my God, yeah.
And the joke of my act was like, if someone was going to come up to me after the show going, why'd you say rape choke on TV? I'd be like, why'd you let a pothead comedian name your fucking moves? Like, you got this $100 million organization. You got me talking for you? What are you, fucking crazy? But really, I mean, that's the beauty of this organization is that, like, Dana, much like me, is really like a fan. He's like, I'm a huge, huge fan of the sport, and somehow or another, the inmates are running the asylum, you know?
Which is great, because you could tell it's like regular guys doing this, not these smarmy
business
type or announcers and things like that. It's regular guys talking like regular guys talk.
Well, if you want to see regular guys, watch Dana's video blog. Then you get to know, like, you know, what he's really all about. You know, I mean, it's just he's a regular dude that somehow or another is running this crazy giant company. Not even a regular dude, because a regular dude wouldn't put in the hours that Dana puts in.
Yeah.
Hey, Dana, I know you're probably sick of it, but could you give us like just a minute on the Fedor thing, please?
Yeah, I obviously, you know, all the stuff has been going back and forth. I really wanted to sign this guy. We went after him big time. Me and Lorenzo basically walked into that negotiation ready to make this deal, and I was confident that it was going to happen. You know, we had just done the affliction thing and worked everything out with those guys, just renegotiated with Tito and got Tito back, and everybody knows how bad that was between Tito and I.
No kidding.
You know, all the things, I was confident that we were going to get this deal done, and I knew it was going to get done, and nope, didn't get done. He ends up turning down our offer and signing with, you know, this small company that has nobody for him to fight.
And Dana, what's the story with Gegard Mousasi? Because that's another one where Gegard was saying that he was told that the UFC gave him a shitty offer, and then Joe Silva has been quoted as saying they never gave him any offer, and if they were going to take him from the Affliction deal, they would have honored his Affliction contract.
Absolutely right. The guys that we got from Affliction and the deal that we did with them, you know, however many fights they had at whatever number it was, that's what they would have got paid. And apparently they lied to him and told him that we offered him much less, or we tried to renegotiate the deal, which is something we don't do anyway.
Which sucks, because that kid is very talented. I really wanted to see him in the UFC, and we could have used him in the light heavyweight division.
Because he wanted to be in the UFC.
Yeah, that's a mess.
I mean, if you had the opportunity to leave and go to the UFC, do you really want to end up in that other organization? No, you don't. So,
Dana, what do you think it is?
Unfortunate things in this business, you know. Some bad people in the fight business. There has been for a long time, and that's one of the things that we've tried to clean up. But what are you going to do?
Dan, what do you think it is that kind of kept? I mean, it was obviously M1 was the big problem. Why are they being so unreasonable? Like, why wouldn't you want to fight?
They want to be the next UFC. If they want to co-promote, right? That's their big demand is they want to co-promote?
Yeah. Yep.
50-50. They want to split the promotion.
They had a when they put together the M1 Global here in the United States, they went out of business before they ever even put on one show. They had hired all these guys and built this infrastructure to put on this show here in the United States. They went out of business before they even put on one show. But, you know, they've got one guy, Fedor, and they want to build this company off.
I'm so disappointed that deal couldn't be made, because I am not convinced that he would be successful with that ring, or not fighting in the ring, fighting in the cage, and fighting with elbows, and fighting a guy as big and as powerful as Lesnar. I'm not convinced. I don't know how that would have worked out.
Well, it's one of those things where we were just saying, you know, at the end of the day, we're big fight fans. You know, we know how the fans feel, and people want to see this fight. So
fuck yeah.
We did everything we could to try to make this fight happen. I'll give you another example. When we announced the fight in Dallas, it was supposed to be Dan Henderson, Rich Franklin. They fought a controversial fight in Ireland, and it was a split decision. So we said, you know, we could do the rematch of this fight. The fans went crazy, flipped out, and said they didn't want to see that fight. So we yanked it, and we put Vitor Belfort in there against Rich Franklin. You know, we're the kind of guys that, you know, I feel like my job is to put on fights that the fans want to see. That's my job, and the fans wanted to see that other fight. I tried to make it happen and couldn't, but I'm still willing to make a deal with him if he wants to come back to the table.
Is there a way for that to happen?
It's up to them.
For him, it'd be so
100%
huge.
100% in their court.
Yeah. If he could beat Lesnar, holy shit, that would cement his legacy. That would be just gigantic.
But how could they do it if he signed another deal?
Yep, and it cements Lesnar's too.
Yeah.
You know, for Lesnar to have that fight. So
it was perfect.
Yeah.
Everyone knew
wants
how
that
perfect
fight.
that was.
No, everyone
really
wanted to
does
see
suck.
that one, man.
Jesus.
But Dane, how could that possibly happen if he signed with Strikeforce? What would the
you
way?
know what? The Strikeforce is a small, tiny, little regional show. You know what I mean?
Right.
And what are they going to do? These guys, everybody else. If you look at all the competition in the past that's come, they've all gone out of business. Every one of them. And you're talking about real smart guys that have a lot of money, and they're gone. And that's what's going to happen to these guys too. And we'll end up with them.
Didn't Fedor look, as much as people like him? I read that he did less than 300,000 pay-per-views total with combined on those 3 events. Like he's not the draw that Lesnar or anybody in the UFC
is. He's not a draw at all here in the United States. But the hardcore fans that like this guy and have followed him, you know, they want to see him fight. And you know, I think that buzz has spilled over into the mainstream, and definitely with the plus. You want to know the truth, you know. People love to talk about the guy that we don't have.
Sure.
If I had him, nobody would give a shit about him. But because I don't have him, you know, it's a big deal.
Mm. And, well, that's a stupid move by his people.
It sucks because besides Alistar Overeem, you know, and a couple other guys, they have Fabricio Verdum, former UFC guy. There's not that many guys for him to fight over there either. There's not that much competition in Strikeforce.
He fought the last 3 guys that were available. The last 3 good guys, or 2 and a steroid.
Okay. Sucks.
What's going to happen to Josh Barnett?
He's fucked.
Is he really?
Yeah. This is his 3rd positive steroid test.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It's very unfortunate. I don't know. The California State Athletic Commission, a lot of people dispute their claims. I don't know, you know, how they do their testing or what happens, but when you get popped 3 times, that ain't good.
So is his career ruined, or
he's ruined in the United States? I mean, not ruined forever, but I mean,
for now,
you can't shake that.
Yeah,
when
that's true. He's in a lot of trouble.
He's a talented guy too. It's very unfortunate. That would have been a really interesting fight, him and Fedor. That would have been really interesting. But yeah, you know, 3 times, fuck. I mean, he's gonna. Who knows when he's gonna fight it? No one's ever. Has anybody ever won against a steroid accusation in court?
No. that was the problem. That was the problem with him. He fought in the UFC.
Right.
And he tested positive for steroids.
Twice.
And listen, I'm the type of guy, we all make mistakes, man. I've made mistakes. You know, everybody makes mistakes. We're all human beings. And the thing with me is it's how you deal with it. Do you step up like a man and admit and accept it, and how do you deal with it? This guy gets busted for steroids, and he goes into the athletic commission hearing and basically starts saying it's a conspiracy between the athletic commission and the UFC. He never took steroids, and that's how he left the UFC. And
but he tested
once he
hot.
Did that, I washed my hands of Josh Barnett. See you later. Then he does it again in California, and he's basically saying the same thing. He's denying it.
But he tested hot when you guys did tests before it was ever announced, right? When they weren't even banning guys for steroids, and then he tested hot after he beat Randy.
Right. Exactly.
So that was two hot tests in the UFC, and then the other one, the California State Athletic Commission got him.
And you're right, that was before the whole steroid craze, too.
Yeah, so there was no...
Everybody went crazy.
It wasn't even made public that he tested hot the first time. But what about guys that say that if you buy stuff at like GNC, that some of that stuff you'll test positive for? Right. Some of those test boosters and shit. There's a lot of people that say that.
Yeah, I think that is true. I think that, you know, some of the stuff that I don't know how much.
So it could just be that he took some over-the-counter shit.
Yeah, I don't know how much that is now, but you know, back then it was, you know, if you took some of the stuff that they had in like GNC, it was doing that to guys.
They used to have this shit called Mag 10. I bought this shit at GMC once. Holy shit. My dick was hard 24 hours a day. Really? And I was like a raging chimpanzee. It was straight steroids. But you could buy it at GNC. So I'm like, I'm just buying a supplement. I was taking 6 of these pills a day. You'd have to take 6 of them. They were these clear pills. They tasted like battery acid. It tasted fucking horrible. But goddamn, I gained 10 pounds of muscle in like 4 or 5 weeks. 10 pounds of muscle, and I was like a raging chimp. It was
but you know
nuts.
what they had to do back then, Joe? All the fighters had to, if you were taking some supplements, you know, that you got over the counter or whatever it was, you had to
list it.
You had to disclose it to the athletic commission, and they used to do these tests on this stuff to find out what it had in it. So, and he didn't do that. He didn't, say, "Oh, I'm taking this or that." Sean Shirk did. When Sean Shirk tested, Sean Shirk gave them a list of 900 supplements that he was taking. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and do you think Sean Shirk's situation was that he was taking an over-counter thing and he just accidentally tested positive for it?
I think it's possible. Listen, you and I have both known Sean Shirk for a long time. I like that kid. I respect him. And he said he didn't. And we've had tons of conversations where, he says, "Dana, I'm telling you right now, I'd admit it." So I believe him.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of things that you can take that you could just buy at a health food or a vitamin store that'll make you test positive for steroids.
Test positive, yeah.
Did I miss the? I missed the beginning of the call. I was taking what was, I want to say, was a life-changing shit.
Yeah,
So
for a while.
I actually missed the beginning. Did you guys cover Tito?
Well, I wanted to ask
Very
Dana
little.
about that
Okay.
very briefly. I wanted to ask Dana, how awkward was that talking to Tito again?
And who reached out?
And how did you get past it? Because,
Yeah.
there was a lot of bad blood between you two.
It was bad.
We had to listen to both sides of that. We had Dana on the phone, then we had Tito in one day.
Here's the thing: is that he and I go way back before we owned the UFC, before 2001, and we had a mutual friend, and our mutual friend came to me and started talking to me about Tito and me and Tito, and I wanted nothing to do with it. I didn't even want to hear about it, and he just kept going and going and going and going. Finally, he got me to a place where he's like, you guys should at least get into a room together and talk. And he set that up the week of UFC 100. So Tito came in. It was not good. It was a really awkward, weird meeting. We met and talked about a lot of shit, and then I don't know. After we talked and we met, I literally started to get over it. I really started to. I said, "This is so stupid," and I'm over this whole thing with him. And it went back and forth, and then finally, Lorenzo and I flew down to Huntington Beach and met with him at his house. And it was that meeting was a great meeting, and we figured it out and moved on. And we're both over it.
Was Brock with you when you
walked in? He was behind him with a fucking dog collar on and a chain.
Want to take a ride with me? Yeah, no, I'm just going to go to the store.
Well, that's pretty cool. Tito's back.
Training. Look, Tito
When
is
is
a
he
talented fighter. The bottom line is, if you look at the top light heavyweights, look at Lyoto Machida. Tito almost caught him in a fucking triangle off of his back. That's a real. He was getting his ass kicked in that fight, but he hung in there, and even in the last round, threw up a triangle and had it locked up on Machida.
When do we see Tito fighting?
Tito had back surgery, and it was 100% successful. So he is going to start training hardcore now, and he'll be back in either December or January.
You guys, are you having him fight Mark Coleman?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
He's going to fight Coleman.
Fuck yeah, that's a good fight. That's a dangerous fight for Tito. He better not take Mark Coleman lightly. A lot of guys, they sleep on Mark Coleman because he's like 45 years old. That dude's got that old man strength. He's got that fucking old man wrestler strength. Because Stephan Bonner's no joke, and Coleman beat the fuck out of him for 3 rounds.
Yep.
First round was close. The second and third rounds was Coleman on top of Stephan Bonner, punching his face in.
He's a beast, man. He's everybody was thinking when Coleman came back, oh, Coleman's here, he's going to get a paycheck. Coleman comes to fight, man. Coleman had a knockdown, drag him out war with Shogun too.
If he was in better condition, I think he could have stopped Shogun in that fight.
Yeah, it was a really good fight.
Wasn't getting any training, and he actually trained for the Stephan Bonner fight, had a real strength and conditioning program, came in great shape, and now he's got confidence behind him. That's a tough fight for Tito. It's a dangerous fight, because if he loses to Mark Coleman is the original UFC heavyweight champion. Back in the fucking days of no gloves, headbutts, that was his number one move. He used to get guys down and fucking headbutt them, smash his face into their face.
How do you fight a guy like that who's using his face as a fist?
You got to learn how to do this. You got to learn how to tap. It's very important.
Yeah, I got so much to learn about UFC, but I'm in. I'm all in now.
Opie's down for this weekend.
Yeah. Opie and Anthony's got like 93 tickets to this thing.
I knew that was going to come up. Because Kenny's like asking for tickets every other day.
Oh, it's so
I
brutal.
got back to Dana. That's not good.
It's like so many people are interested.
I'm happy we're here so you guys can finally come. You guys are going to have a blast.
You've never seen anything
wait,
like
Dana.
it. The live event, watching it on television is is fucking awesome because you get the replays and you get the commentary. But watching a live event, hearing the smack of a fucking shin that slams against a guy's head and knocks him out, and feeling the energy in the audience, there's nothing like it. Nothing.
I just can't wait.
Nothing like it in all of sports. It's just, it eclipses everything. Every other sporting event you go into is going to feel boring after this.
I can't believe we're on Dana White's radar with our ticket.
I know. You know, it is
hands-on.
Dude, it just goes to show you that there's so many people that want to see this. Like, I can't remember. I was saying this for 100. I can't remember the last time I ordered a pay-per-view for any event. Seriously. And for 100, I'm like, I gotta fucking see this.
That was an awesome
and it was the first
event.
pay-per-view I did. I ordered in years for anything. I can't even tell you what the other
What were the numbers on that, Dana? Did you get the numbers?
Had to be huge.
Can you say?
He just laughed. He's laughing, and he's on his way to the bank. Let's just say that.
Well, if he got more than 1.5 million, he was supposed to base jump off of Mandalay Bay.
Oh, really?
Base jumping off Mandalay
Are
Bay.
you base jumping?
Yeah,
Are you really going to do it?
Yeah, I'm really doing it. I'm talking to man. Listen, I said I'd do it.
Do you get to do that?
Reporters, and now they're busting my balls. So I'm going to do it.
Holy shit.
Better be careful, brother.
Joe, why don't you go with him?
No,
That's fucking
I'm
good.
good.
No,
I'm good.
no
I'll be
base
there
jumping
with
for
my
Joe?
little iPhone at the bottom taking a video.
That's crazy, man.
Why would you make that bet when you're making all this? Make a safe bet, like, oh, I'll eat my hat, or I'll do something nutty.
Eat my
What you want me to do? You want me to do a mayor's
Well, I'm going
bet?
to tell you something. If you
Some dumb
die, I
mayor's
quit.
bet?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
If you die base jumping, I'm done. I'm going back to comedy only.
Well, let me tell you who's in charge now.
Yeah, Brock Lesnar, UFC heavyweight champion and president.
And Dana, I also read this morning that Kimbo Slice is going to be a contestant on Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah, The
Ultimate Fighter?
He's on this season, which starts in September. He, everybody knows all the shit that I talked about him, and he. People used to say, when's he going to get in the UFC? And I said, the only way this guy will ever get in the UFC is if he goes on the Ultimate Fighter and wins it. And I never expected him to take me up on that offer. He did, and here we go.
It's good on his part too because Gary Shaw was offering him boxing. They were offering him boxing bouts, and they were going to try to promote him. So it's good that he stepped up and
you guys
took
don't
a
really,
chance like that.
You don't really respect him yet, do you, Kimbo?
Who? No. Listen, I respect him. He stepped up and accepted the challenge. So yeah,
I guess maybe that's not what I should have said. I mean, you don't think he could beat any guys in the UFC at this point, though, right?
No. When he
popped
up on CBS and this backyard fighting sensation, no, absolutely not.
But man, how depressed was CBS? One fucking knockout and that whole thing collapsed.
I called that fight. I called that fight on YouTube. We were at the Punchline in Atlanta,
Really?
and Ari and I were backstage. And I got off stage. I just got off stage, and I said, "What happened in the Kimbo fight?" They said Ken Shamrock isn't fighting. They got some other guy to fight him. I go, "What the fuck are you talking about?" They go, Ken Shamrock got cut. I'm like, "You got to be fucking kidding me!" So I'm sitting there watching on TV, and Seth Petrozelli comes on. I go, oh, he's fucked. I go, Seth Petrozelli's going to kill him. I go, he's going to fucking kick his ass, for sure. For sure. Petrozelli, and by the way, Petrozelli lost on the UFC every fight he had. I mean, didn't he, Dana? I mean, he fought in the Ultimate Fighter, and then he got he lost to Matt Hamill. But he's a very talented guy, but the depth of talent in the UFC is so deep that even a really talented guy like Petrozelli, you're gonna lose to the top guys.
Wow.
But he got in there with Kimbo, and I was like, Kimbo's fucked. He's got almost no chance. This kid has got Petrozelli had over 30 fights.
See, that's the difference between you and I. I bought into the hype, when Kimbo Slice went down, I thought it was a Buster Douglas moment.
The best fight, the best Kimbo fight ever was him versus Sean Gannon. And Sean Gannon is a cop who also fought in the UFC. He's a cop from Boston. Yep. And they had a no-rules fight in a fucking dojo. I think it was in Rhode Island. Yep. And guys came up from Miami with like $10,000 in a fucking suitcase. And guys came down from Boston, and they met at this dojo. And you can watch it on it's on the internet.
Yeah. Depression?
It was on pay-per-view. You could buy it. I bought it on pay-per-view so you could watch it on the internet. Like $10 or something
Gannon
like
beat
that.
him, right?
Yeah, Gannon wore him out. It was a fucking where they had a 30-second count where the guy would go down. They would count to 30. What kind of fucking brain damage are you getting where you can get up at 28, 29, and then you get beaten down again? It's a fucking phenomenal fight.
Was that one and done? Shit. They don't do that type of fighting anymore?
Well, it was bare knuckle. It was tough. I mean, they say it's a sparring match.
Because Gannon was a Boston police officer.
Didn't he lose his job?
They suspended him. He was on the front page of the paper every day. It was a big deal.
Let me tell you something, Gannon, that dude is all heart. That guy has the heart of a fucking lion because he took a beat. His fucking head was so grotesquely swollen after the fight because they're bare knuckle punches. Kimbo with those giant fucking, they look like brick knuckles. He's punching him in the face. Gannon's head is just like, do you remember when Evander Holyfield fought Hasim Rahman and they collided heads and Rahman had this gigantic hematoma?
Gigantic fucking Gumby bump
that
on his
wasn't
head.
shit. Gannon had those all over his head. And he still managed to beat Kimbo down and stop him. It was a fucking phenomenal fight.
Dana, I have to complain to you a little bit. I play UFC Undisputed.
Yep.
And you don't answer any of my emails. You send them to me. It says you have an email from Dana White. And,
you get excited, right?
And I get all excited,
Sure.
and I try to answer you back, and you never write back to me. and you keep hooking me up with people that kick my ass and telling me, hey, could you, hey, why train for 9 weeks against the sap that you picked?
Yeah.
Train for 3 against this guy, and it'll put you in a real good position. I'm like, okay. Oh, it's Tito. Watch, I'm on the ground. Get my head.
But at least he figured out the video game boob.
Yes, I was also
video game boobies, man. You
Video
mastered that
game-
one.
It's probably the best video game breasts I've ever seen on a video game.
funny.
Obviously,
Oh, here
they
it
got
is.
the shape.
Yeah, that's
to
the
it and
Kimbo
everything.
Gannon fight.
Wow,
There it
look
is.
at that.
Look, you got to at the end when you see his face. Holy shit!
Hey, Dana, how much press does Brock do in New York? We would love to have Brock come in. Does he come to New York at all, do press?
Yeah.
Once you get him out of the woods,
Yeah,
He's
you guys
just gonna
will
leave a
have fun
trail
with
of
Brock.
steak.
you know where he lives? Do you guys know the story behind him? He lives in Minnesota in the woods. Okay, he's got a fucking house in the woods. He only got cable so that he can watch hunting shows. And he doesn't have an internet. He doesn't have a computer. And when he's not training, he's shooting animals. That's what he does.
Or
He
his
hunts.
cell phone. He won't turn his cell phone on. To try to, this guy literally lives out in the middle of the woods.
It's kind of like bliss. That's kind of nice, though.
I'm telling you, if I send, I'm not kidding either. If I send him to New York, and I got him to do this, and he went in and did your show, he'd scare the shit out of you guys.
Why?
Yeah.
Serious, he would. He's
I think he'd be very entertaining to talk to because he's a very interesting dude. I would
He's a
love to
very
have him
nice
there.
guy. I had dinner with him when he first came down to the UFC, when he was thinking about joining, and he was talking to Dana. I sat down and had dinner with him
Hope
and
you
his,
didn't
and
have
his
to pick
buddy.
up the check.
He picked it up. He's a very nice guy.
I'm just saying, you must eat a lot.
Yeah.
Big boy.
Big slabs of meat.
That's wild, though. He lives in the woods.
Where do I get a good steak?
Jesus. Is it just a small town in the middle of Minnesota?
Yep. Lorenzo and I flew out there a week before.
That's amazing.
UFC 100.
He's like a fucking character in a movie. He's like in Vision Quest. He's the guy that you don't want to fight. He lives in the woods, trains all day. Where's Block? I mean, he's carrying a fucking log up the stairs.
Little Rocky action. Rocky training for.
You think you'll make the weight? You know?
Hey, so you think you think he would be very scary to sit next to and talk to? Do you think you think we'd
He's
confront
scary
him?
to interview. He scares the fuck out of me when I interview him.
He has his moments, man, where he's just yeah, he'd scare you.
Yeah, but he hasn't met us yet. Let's start talking shit.
Before he comes in, Opie be doing push-ups,
Oh, yeah.
trying to pump up.
We're not exactly going to be confrontational. We'll just agree with whatever he says. We're not fucking idiots.
Yeah, you're the guy that's got to be confrontational with him every so often.
What was it like
as we
going
saw,
backstage and talking to him after he did that whole thing where he's shitting on Bud Light, talking about Coors Light, and he got in Frank Mir's face after he smashed him? What was that conversation like?
That wasn't a good one, but I was so mad and so upset that I wasn't thinking straight.
You're going to walk out of there like fucking Siegfried and Roy one day. You're going to bite your head off and you're going to be in a coma.
Yeah, it's like when I used to have pit bulls, every now and then I'd have to yell at him, like if one killed a cat or something like that, I'd have to yell at him. But I'd be in the middle of yelling at my pit bull going, what if he just decides to fucking jump on me?
Take your throat
what
out.
the fuck am I going to do?
I thought you were going to say he was going to walk out like Vince McMahon did. That.
Oh, with the black eye when fucking...
You guys seen that video, right?
No.
Who was it? Was it Brett? Who punched Vince McMahon behind closed
Is there
doors?
somebody that we had in?
Oh, Bret Hart,
Yeah,
right?
Bret Hart.
And Vince, it was a documentary they were filming, so they had cameras, but not inside the locker room.
But right when Vince walked out, he was like shaky on his feet.
He was wobbling.
Yeah,
and
black eye.
Yeah, he got fucking popped by Bret Hart.
Especially that sucks if you walk in and yell at Brock and he thinks he did good. Like, wasn't that great what I did? You're like, correction.
Yeah, the whole part up until when you shit on the sponsor.
The whole part up until when you pulled his cup off and raped him.
But you know what, though, dude? I like Lesnar now. After the press conference, when he came out, and then you kind of saw what kind of guy he was, like where he wasn't all hyped up and being an animal. It was like he's like a likable dude. It's like, all right, I could kind of want to see this guy
he's a
win.
very
I just
likable
picture
guy.
he's got to be led around by that guy that took care of the velociraptors in Jurassic Park. You know, every so often you got to shoot a dart in an electric cage.
Yeah. You throw a goat
Smart.
over, you lower a goat on a crane.
That's how you feed him. Fuck it.
Fucking
Brock
Lesnar.
You don't seem to have that, like with him. There's certain guys you talk to, like who I have not met him, but Tyson I've met a couple of times. And there's that whole weird thing with a guy like that, where even though you know that they're professionals, you're afraid that they may not. Like that won't stop them from punching you in the face. It's like you can't talk shit to a guy like that and think, well, he's a professional. He wouldn't dare punch me in the
Why
face.
would you talk shit to him?
We felt that way with some of the UFC guys that came in that we were on good terms with. Liddell was intimidating as hell. Rampage Jackson was
Well,
ridiculous.
you got to think about the world those
Forrest
guys
Griffin
live
was
in.
ridiculous.
You use your body as a weapon to try to subdue another trained killer.
Yeah.
You know, you're not just beating up some regular dude. You're beating up another fucking assassin.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, that's what you're the best assassin. You're the best at beating up other assassins with your fucking body.
That's
a
insanity.
crazy world,
It
man.
really is.
Most people could never possibly understand the pressure, the stress, the intensity that's involved in something like that.
When
So
you
when you're
see
around
those-
a dude like that,
when you see him coming out, walking out, ready to get in that octagon there, it's insanity to think like, what's going through their minds? Just I'm going to get in here and get either smashed or have to nearly kill somebody.
yeah, it takes extreme confidence. My favorite guy, the walkout guy, is Diego Sanchez. Because Diego walks out, he's an Anthony Robbins guy. He loves Anthony Robbins, and he's really into like yoga and meditation. He comes out and he's screaming, yes, yes, yes. And it's fucking psycho shit. You see him walk into the octagon and he's frothing at the mouth with his mouthpiece in, and he's got his fists up and he's going, yes, yes, yes. He's trying to work himself into peak condition.
I can't wait for tomorrow, man.
Fuck yeah.
Hey, Dana, you got Philly done. What's going on with New York? That's one of the last cities you need.
Yep, we're working on New York. I'm very confident we're getting it done. We're getting it done.
A time period?
This year, yeah, we'll get it done this year. We'll be
Holy
shit!
shit.
We're going to do New York. We're going to do Boston.
You don't have Boston yet either?
Not either.
Yeah. We're going to do Boston. We're going to do Boston next year.
But I mean, for the first time.
Yeah.
Okay.
How was Abu Dhabi?
Awesome.
Jesus.
Awesome, man. I'm telling you guys, I went to Abu Dhabi at the beginning of this week. I was there till Tuesday. And you want to talk about a hip city, man. It's the coolest city I've ever been to, ever. And we're talking about doing an event there. Just like we did UFC 100 with the the expo and all the things we did, we're going to do something like that in Abu Dhabi.
I got one question for you. It's a 2-word question. Russian whores? Yes? No? No comment? Okay, let's move on.
Where is Abu Dhabi?
What are you, crazy? Asking the boss that?
It's a fucking Dana White.
Where's Abu Dhabi?
It's right in the middle of the Middle East, man. It's like right below Kuwait. Iran is like right across the water from them. They're like, it's the greatest place on earth, surrounded by all the crazies, man. But
yeah, but you get to fly in the Zuffa jet. I'll be on some fucking jumbo airliner with guys in the back bobbing, reading books.
Isn't it like
facing east as the flight goes? Scary motherfuckers.
Just rotating to the east.
Bringing tigers in on cages.
First class, coach, and then women.
And then workers from India, all in jumpsuits and shit, shackled.
It's like Iraq's Catalina Island, isn't it? It's just kind of sitting there all Iraq.
It's like it's an incredibly wealthy
Take one of
nation.
those Indiana Jones planes with the chickens.
So how big is UFC over there?
it's huge, man. Listen, the guys who run Abu Dhabi,
Right below lion fighting.
These guys are friggin', they're young, hip visionaries. All the schools over there, I think 83 schools right now in the UAE all have to take mixed martial arts. It's mandatory.
Wow.
It's mandatory. You have to take it as part of school. And by the end of 2011, every school in the UAE we'll have mandatory mixed martial arts.
Wow.
How annoyed do you get, like, with so many of these sportscasters that, I mean, they're starting to understand that UFC is a legitimate sport, but so many of these fucking dummies don't want to, they want to just talk about boxing, which is a great sport, but the way they, well, you know, UFC it's not boxing. It's like, it's fucking harder than boxing.
Yeah. They're fools. If you ever see, there's an interview that I did with me and Lou DiBella, who's a boxing, here's a funny story. I was on a plane, Dana, yesterday. I was on a plane yesterday, and some fucking guy and his wife are having this argument. It was just a disaster. Older guy, and the wife's a fucking hatchet face, and it's just a disaster. And she's bitching at him, and he's like, and finally he goes, will you just shut up? This is on a plane, right? And I'm like, this poor fuck. So I'm twittering that this poor fuck and his wife are arguing. It's Bob Arum, the boxing promoter.
Get the fuck
out. Oh, wow.
Right in front of me, sitting right in front of me. So I take a picture of him because I want to prove it to people. This is Twitter. We're on the tarmac before we take off. I'm telling everybody, holy shit, it's actually Bob Arum. So I'm twittering the whole thing. So I get a picture of him, and me like a dummy, I forgot to take my phone off silent. So I get the phone, like, put it right in the front, and I take a picture of him. He goes, and it's like right in his fucking face.
Well, that'll get you thrown out of a strip club, too, real quick.
Yes, real quick.
Men's locker room.
Yeah, that too, Jimmy.
Yeah.
But back to Abu Dhabi. When you were talking about Abu Dhabi, the Sheikh over at Abu Dhabi is a huge fan of martial arts. He's actually a black belt in jiu-jitsu, and he used to host the biggest world submission championships in the world.
Still does.
The Abu Dhabi. Well, they used to do it in Abu Dhabi, but then they did it in Brazil and they do it in the United States. I think the next one is either in New York. Is it in New York? Is the next one?
Well, I think those are the trials. They still do them in Abu Dhabi, but the trials are all over the world now. They have the trials, and then the people who make it to the trials go do the Abu Dhabi.
Well, I went to the World Championships. He had Abu Dhabi in Brazil in 2003. This is because after 2001, a lot of people didn't want to go to the United Arab Emirates.
Not really. No.
But he's been a huge fan and a huge sponsor from the very beginning. You know?
He's one of the guys that when there was no money in this sport helped a lot of the big names keep going because when they got into this Abu Dhabi tournament, they made damn good money. He paid them very well to go. But you used to be able to see like Tito Ortiz grappled Matt Hughes.
Yeah.
You used to see these cool grappling matches because of him.
Yeah, and he had Marcelo Garcia grappled Diego Sanchez, and Jake Shields fought a bunch of real good guys. And when he does this, he sets it up and has these guys come and stay with him in Abu Dhabi, and he pays them like big money to train him. He's fucking serious about it. He's very talented too. Wow. He's really good as a grappler. Really He's no joke.
Yeah.
True. Grapplers.
Well, Dana,
those are frightening, man.
We're looking forward to tomorrow, man.
Fuck
we can't wait.
Yeah.
We
Me
can't
too,
fucking
guys.
wait.
So finally, I'm glad you guys are coming. You got 97 tickets. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Rubbing that in.
And I'm looking forward to seeing you guys.
We gave you a little extra time today, knowing that we asked for too many tickets.
like he needs the time.
I'm just fucking around, man.
It's going to be an insane card. Kenny Florian versus BJ Penn.
Yep.
That's the main event for the lightweight title. That's a sick matchup. Kenny Florian, #1 contender. BJ Penn, he's coming off the loss to GSP. He's got to reestablish himself at lightweight. That's a big, big fight. And of course, Anderson Silva versus Forrest Griffin. That's fucking huge. Anderson Silva, that's a big challenge. He's taking on a giant light heavyweight, a guy who legitimately is, top 5 light heavyweights in the world, former champion, and Anderson's stepping up big time. It's a big fight.
I feel like I'm right next to him while he's announcing, man.
We are. Why don't you sit next to me tomorrow?
You want to feel like
come sit right. We got an empty chair. I'll push Joe Silva over. Nice. You can sit right next to me.
You want to feel like a non-man? Go to the weigh-in. When you see these fucking specimens without shirts,
perfect shape,
and you're just like, I am a fucking lump of shit with teeth. I'm not even a male. I shouldn't have testicles. I should just get a fucking.
I would like to see play-by-play with Jim Norton and Joe Rogan.
Sit right next to me.
Good point, Joe. He sure does hit hard.
Listen, you could sit right next to Goldberg. Just Goldberg, you, me, and then Opie and Anthony right here. All of us together, cage side. Let's fucking do this.
I'll have to check that out.
Dude, it's an amazing fucking spectacle to see live.
It's the greatest sport in the history of the world by far. And the craziest thing is, it's the oldest sport, and now it's the newest. It's the weirdest thing ever. It's the original sport. The original. Look, the origin of all sports is men trying to dominate other men. That's the origin. That's what it's all about.
Yes.
Chimpanzee DNA. That's what it's all about. but it's like for whatever reason, like the sport of fighting has kind of like been pushed back, and we got involved with balls and fucking border lines and flags and rules and points and all that nonsense. And now it's back to the original sport.
Yeah.
It's crazy that the most exciting, newest sport in the world is really the oldest sport in human history.
Yeah, pretty much amounts to a caveman bashing in another caveman.
But no, it's because it's so skillful. It requires so much control over your emotions, so much discipline, so much intelligence, so much control over your ego, because you have to objectively assess your own weaknesses and strengths in order to improve and to improve upon your weak areas. You can't be delusional and be a professional mixed martial arts fighter. There's so much mental involved in it.
How much work and dedication goes into being great at what you do. You have to be good at everything.
And you gotta, there's no drinking, there's no fucking around, sleep until noon. No. There's at least 2 training sessions a day, 5-6 days a week, deep tissue massage when you're not doing it, chiropractic, get some
Full
sleep.
release?
Yeah, full release if you're lucky. Save your loads.
What Joe is getting at, and I agree, is when will the fighters be nude, like in the old days?
Like in those pancreation, those like when you see pottery, when one guy's grabbing the other guy's dick and the other guy's grabbing his neck.
Yeah.
Where do you shop for pottery?
Exactly.
Jesus Christ. Fucking God,
Greektown.
Yeah, that's a good out. Dana, it's always a pleasure. You know that. We'll look. We'll run into you tomorrow, obviously.
Thanks so much, Dana.
See you tomorrow, brother.
Oh, thanks.
Cool.
See you, man.
Dana White, everyone from the UFC, of course. Going to continue with Joe
Greatest
Rogan.
greatest boss in the history of the world.
He is the shit, man. He really is.
He's a cool guy. And he shakes everybody's hands too.
Yeah, he's a real deal. He's a real regular guy that somehow or another is running a gigantic company.
Yeah.
But unlike your average regular guy, super dedicated, works 16 hours a day. He's a fucking fanatic.
One of the
you
reasons
can tell.
why it's successful, though.
Yeah, but
You need a guy
outside
like
of that, he's as normal as you
Yeah.
get.
Oh, I know.
If you hang out with him, no air, no bullshit.
You forget that he's that
That's
powerful.
cool. That part will go away.
We had a 40th
some
birthday
point.
party last weekend. We went to it in Vegas, and fucking Stone Temple Pilots played at his 40th birthday party. It was surreal. There was 100 people
Christ.
at this party. It was all intimate friends, and we're sitting there, and I introduced Stone Temple Pilots in a fucking conference hall, conference room in Vegas. So the small stage, and I'm telling you, they were fucking phenomenal. It was the best live performance I've ever seen. They put on like a full rock star show for 100 people.
Dude, that must have cost fucking 10-12 grand to get them in.
Maybe
You know something?
That's Macaulay shit.
It sounds
That's
cool.
Macaulay shit.
Yeah.
It sounds cool until you realize Chubby Checker played at Jimmy's
Yes,
birthday.
he did.
That's right, Joe.
And he sang "Happy Birthday" to me. Yes,
Scott
she
Weiland
did.
saying happy birthday to Dana.
Let's see. But
No,
did
we
he
had
do
Chubby
the
Checker.
But maybe you didn't hear Joe.
Chubby Checker.
Chubby Checker. And he did the twist with Sabra Cadabra.
Oh,
It was
my
enough
God.
to make you indifferent.
All right, we're going to regroup. We got Jim Jefferies down the hall. We got to get him in here.
Oh, cool.
And is Devin here? Devin, who was in the Home Alone movies?
Devin Ratray.
Oh, okay.
He's a great guy. He was the
Jim Jefferies, I love that dude.
Yes.
Devin was the older brother in the Home Alone.
I used to
movies,
like
and he's
Jim.
a friend of the show.
And Jim Jeffries is going to rape him.
Yes. Right
Yeah,
after
we're
this.
hoping for that.
Right after this
Jim's
break.
and Caroline's, right?
They're going to do naked pottery poses with each other.
No, Jim is not at
grabs.
Caroline's.
Oh, he's not? Okay.
No, I forgot his plugs, but he'll let us know.
I
after the
saw
break.
his picture.
That's unnecessarily angry guy. I was
Yeah, and I'm
telling.
not unnecessarily defensive. What the fuck? I saw a photo. Two characters.
I love our characters.
Me too. They all stink.
All right, this could be the most crowded we've ever been. We got Joe Rogan in studio. Of course, Jim Norton. We got Jim Jefferies. We got Ari. Ari's warming up for you.
Ari Shaffir will be performing with me at Helium in Philly tonight.
Tonight, 2 shows. Very good.
And Joe Curry dropped by, my pal.
Where's Joe? Behind Joe Rogan? I can't see it, Joe. There's Joe Curry.
Yeah, he's at McGuire's.
McGuire's Comedy
tonight.
Club tonight on
Yeah.
Long Island. Very
Oh,
nice.
Long Island.
I did that place
Yeah.
back in the day.
We were off the air, but I had a really funny line. I'm like, that's like Grand Central Station here. The whole place cracked up.
What?
It was funny.
I'm kidding.
I'm just bummed out that I missed Twatto by a day.
I know.
I was
One day
listening yesterday
short.
on the way to the airport, listening to you guys talking about having Erock sniff her asshole, and I was listening, driving like this the whole time with this face, like,
Yeah.
oh.
What, you picked Twatto out of your fucking nose the other day. What are you talking about?
Is it close? I haven't even
Yeah,
seen a
it is
picture of
close.
Twatto.
You've never seen a picture
no,
of Twatto?
No,
It's
no,
disgusting.
no.
Oh, my
I would like
God.
to.
It's like an ear.
It looks like cauliflower.
Jesus Christ.
Would you get Twatto?
No, I'm just
He's
showing.
got a
I'm showing
video
the,
of her pulling her pants
there's
down so
Twatto.
he's sniffing her ass.
She's,
Oh my God! What, it's obviously a wart.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, she refuses to admit that it's a genital wart.
It looks like what you think a stegosaurus
Do you have
would
the
look
whole
like.
vagina with that thing?
Yeah, it's
a wart.
big. That should have a dime next to it for scale.
How long has she had it?
Oh, shit. Hey,
I
man.
can't believe he got in there like that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Erock will do
Erock's a
anything.
trooper.
We should have Erock do something
Erock's
for
a
Joe
trooper,
today.
man.
Erock,
What can we have
the
Erock
fuck?
do for Joe
I
Rogan
wonder
today?
if Erock will take some belly button. I might have a little belly button. I fucked last night.
Hey, whatever happened to Pat Duffy, the kid that drank the baby bird?
We couldn't keep him around anymore.
I don't know.
He wanted to work for free, and the company wouldn't let him work for free.
What the fuck? That kid is the greatest trooper in the
committed.
history of interns.
We love.
Do you remember that
Pat
day?
Duffy.
Yes, it was
Jesus
sick.
Christ.
Yeah, Joe is the one that actually brought it up.
I brought it up as a goof.
Yeah,
I thought,
know.
let's have
The
him throw
baby
up in his
bird.
mouth. And Duffy's like, okay.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
He hangs his head off the back of the garbage pail. So
Like
his,
you're in a salon
yeah,
Like
getting your
his
hair
supercuts,
yeah.
you know, when Pat from Moonachie unloaded in his mouth, it was the fucking craziest thing I've ever seen in my life.
It was like one of those fucking porn movies where the jizz just keeps coming.
I know, like, this has to be 2 takes.
This has to be a fake dick. It's a stuck
This is
dick.
2 takes. Where's the cut? Come on.
It's one of the greatest YouTube videos ever.
Ever.
It really
Ever.
is. It's unbelievable.
Didn't they pull it from YouTube?
That's the
They
problem.
pulled it from
Yeah,
my YouTube
What?
account.
We were getting
Baby bird.
Baby bird.
Complain.
now there's a version up there, but I mean we were getting insane hits and they pulled it.
God
And
damn,
that
that was
thing
awesome.
that was going
I
through the
really,
roof.
honestly,
Oh, there
no,
she
no
is.
bullshit. I really, honestly feel like I was a part of radio history.
Oh yeah,
You know,
That was
when
the
we did
greatest day
that,
ever.
Yeah, it
that was
was.
the greatest. We
was
had
huge,
so much
yeah.
fun. I remember we were leaving the studio after it was over. It had been gone for an hour. It had already been gone,
yeah.
and we were still going, "What the fuck?"
Couldn't even imagine that really happened. It's like, did that happen?
And every 5 seconds you think about it, go, "What the fuck?" And you start laughing again.
that was the one of the top 5 days we've ever done.
Wave
I saw
after
unbelievable.
Wave
Unbelievable.
after wave of puke.
I
Yeah.
couldn't
Yeah.
believe how much fucking eggnog he put down. When he
Yeah.
kept going, I'm like, this is incredible.
And
Where
then he had
is
to
it
go
fitting in
take
his
an
body?
insulin shot.
And Joe, they took the eggnog drinking contest
What
away
is
from
that?
us.
What the fuck is that? Who's doing
That's
that?
Paulo, I think.
Paul licking
kissing
Twatto.
or licking Twatto.
It's why is it yellow?
They dyed it.
Is Twatto
They dyed it so you can see it.
She painted
Yeah.
it that day.
Yeah.
Well, it has to be.
That's
a
how big
wart,
it is.
right?
She's
It's
a
gotta
painter.
be. What else is that?
I mean, it looks like a wart. It's got that texture.
It's got
Yeah.
that scaly fucking.
It's fucking horrendous.
It's got that Cloverfield
Look at that.
skin.
And what
looks
does
not
she
that
say
bad,
it
though.
is?
Looks like half a ear.
What does she say?
She said
it
she
is?
cut herself shaving.
She goes, I cut myself shaving, man.
And it just started growing.
That's the
after
best
that.
part. Man, give me $100, man. Oh my god.
Oh, it's on her leg.
man.
It's a gigantic pussy wart. Holy
That is
shit.
a giant fucking wart.
And someone licked that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And who fucking?
How
Paulo.
about that fucking crypt keeper hand that's pulling those panties
It's
aside?
awful.
What a
Yeah,
goddamn nightmare.
And you know what? The sad part? That's like 7 years ago.
Yeah. She was a virtual veritable kid
That
back
was
then.
about 7
Where
years
was
ago.
Erock?
Was it really?
Yeah,
Where is Erock?
At
Oh
least
my
because it was NEW. So at this point, it's at least 7. Where's Erock? We got to do something for
Erock
Joe Rogan
eating?
today.
Exactly.
By the way,
Fucking the Monarch. That
Jim-
horrible shirt.
Yeah.
Jim Jefferies in the corner there. Hey,
Yes.
Jim.
Hello.
Want to introduce you to
Is my mic
everybody
on?
out there?
I don't even
Yeah,
know.
we
I'm
hear you.
slightly
Yeah.
hungover.
Hungover?
Hungover. What were you drinking?
Just
beer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not
you-
that exciting.
You can drink a lot of
I
beer.
don't do
though.
that thing that Americans do with Jaeger bombs and the high-fiving and all that. I just
No.
just beer. Just
Yeah.
old-fashioned.
I could get a pretty good hangover going from just beer though.
Oh, yeah, you can get fucked
yeah.
up. Yeah.
Not as fast.
I
as
just,
bad, but.
that girl's wart is, what's happening? Is fucking horrific. But I used to get warts all the time on my cock and get them frozen off, right?
No
To the
way.
ex- oh, yeah, still
Yeah.
do.
What was wrong with the
Still do. Still do.
What was wrong with your What's wrong with your dick that you get warts? You
Once you get them, you got them for life. It's not like it's herpes. You just get the occasional wart.
How'd you
right?
get them? You find out who gave them?
I don't know. They can lay dormant for years before one comes up. I
Like sleeper cells.
I haven't had one for about 2 months. I'm on a good run at the moment. But I remember...
You haven't had one
coming
for
out.
2 months? That's a good run? Jesus Christ.
2 months.
I'd be painting a target in the back of my throat.
I was getting
Time
one
to,
frozen
time to
off.
decorate the walls. I can't go 2 months without a dick wart. Boom!
Erock, what can you do for Joe?
Well,
I can't believe you sniffed her asshole. I mean, listening to it on the radio is one thing, but seeing you actually how close you got,
Yeah.
you're a fucking trooper,
Will you
kid.
take a little belly button? I don't think it's nearly as bad
that's
as
easy
but I still want
That's
Erock
easy
to take.
stuff.
I want to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come here.
Whoa!
He's a
There was
trooper.
something homoerotic
Hang
about
on,
that.
He
hang on.
is a trooper.
Just tell me if it's bad or not.
Okay.
I
Now,
can't-
what are you going to do?
Wait. Hold on a second. Let me get
I
my
got
iPhone
some belly
ready.
button in here.
Hold on.
I'm digging deep.
I got to get this, too.
Yeah, this is
My
ridiculous.
nickname is the Deep Belly Button Kid.
No, is it?
Yeah.
Dig deep. Keep digging. Let
Come
me
on,
go
guys.
into
I can
video
only get
mode.
so much of this fucking beauty.
Let's go.
So what's
Here we
going on,
go.
Jim? You got what?
A
Belly
little bit
button?
of belly button stuff. Someone got laid last night. Here
Oh,
you go.
and Erock, what are you going to do?
Smart.
You sniffing it? Is that real?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, just really
Gagging?
Yeah.
No,
Just smelling it? Oh my god. He fell backwards. That was real. You okay? You okay?
I've never been happier.
Hang on.
No,
Is
are
your
you still
belly
going to lick
button-
it? Erock, are you still going to lick it?
I gotta lick it? No, you're not licking my finger.
Lick it.
No.
I thought you were going to lick his belly button.
I don't think he got enough.
Yeah, one
I thought he was going to. I'm confused. I thought he was going to lick the belly button.
That's what I thought.
Here you go, Erock.
I thought he was going to lick the belly button.
It's like when you
Anthony,
know, when
didn't you think that's what was happening?
I thought that's what it was, too.
Okay, Erock, here you go.
You're supposed to lick the belly button. I
Since you
think.
hurt my feelings.
What is that smell? Is that just old loads?
Yeah, just a load from yesterday.
A load from yesterday.
He's getting emotional.
Oh my god! My
I don't
goodness.
get it. Your belly button stinks.
You want some?
No, I don't.
Wants to be fucking part of the team.
Well, he's got old loads that he stored up in his belly button.
Not old
and he
loads.
just scratched it.
Is that bad?
This is what flaky jizz.
And
Yeah,
you're
that's
not.
pretty
So,
bad.
are you not going to drink it or lick it
Drink it?
rather?
No.
Lick it.
Yeah, lick it.
Jim,
I
you
thought
should
you were
take
gonna lick
some. You should be part of the team.
I'm hungover. I'll vomit.
You won't vomit. Everyone's taking some. Ope's taking it. Rogan took it once.
I took
Everyone's
it.
taking
I
it.
took it.
You can tell me.
Everyone's taking it.
I'm
All right, Jim said yes.
All right, I'll do it. But what exactly
It's
am I
actually not-
taking?
You're just going to smell
it.
his
smelling.
loads.
My finger.
I can do this.
Smell his finger
It's
loads.
actually not as bad.
belly
Erock's
button.
very sensitive.
He's smelling
This won't affect Jefferies at all.
his belly button.
I could do that all day.
Wow. Go ahead. Here.
That's nothing. It's like Vegemite.
Someone's not cocky at all.
I could do that all day.
Did you see him gag? That was a great gag, man.
What happened a second time?
What happened? What happened, Jim?
That's what you get, cocky. Fucking belly button's undefeated.
His belly button's undefeated. You have the Brock Lesnar of belly buttons.
You know, people want to fucking get in the ring with the big boys. That's what happens.
There's fucking loads in there from prom night.
Lesnar could take that.
That was a good one from last night. I fucking shot a
From
load.
last
And
night?
yeah, you wipe a load out. You don't shower.
It went into your belly button.
It certainly did.
And it ferments.
So
Yeah.
this is just jerking off, or this is
No, I was
actual
fucking,
intercourse?
but when I came, it was like you wipe it off until
Right.
you shower.
God.
You smell your belly button the next morning if you dump. It's
What were you,
horrendous.
fucking a dumpster?
Jefferies, you okay?
Aren't they all
look at him,
assholes?
look at him. Look at his face. He's not going to be the same again.
yeah, I know.
I can't believe he puked.
You want one more whiff?
Holy
You
shit.
said you could do it all day. Do you want one more whiff?
I still want to see if E-Rock's willing to lick
For
it.
anyone who thinks that we fake these like smelling competitions on TV, that's radio.
I still want to see if E-Rock's willing to lick it.
I won't let him lick
what
my
the fuck?
finger.
Let's
No.
have
You won't
Erock-
let him lick your finger. I'm
No.
talking about lick your
How
belly
about-
button.
It's worse off the finger. There's something about the way you dollop on the finger. It's
Yeah.
How about
It's concentrated.
It aerates it a little.
No, how about
Yeah.
Erock
Let's get rid of that
gets a
bin.
whiff of Jim Jeffries' puke?
Yeah.
Let's keep this going.
Go ahead.
Where's E-Rock?
Erock, can
Where's
you,
E-Rock?
can you-
Erock rules.
Erock does rule. Now Erock is going
Erock's the
to
best.
take a sniff of Jim Jeffries' puke that's in the
Oh,
wastebasket.
E-Rock.
Erock.
Yesterday, Twatto.
Come on, Erock. Be a
Today,
trooper
Jeffrey's puke.
for
Dude,
once.
Erock has never said no to us.
Just smell it.
He's never said no to
Jesus.
us. He's going to
It's
put his
just
head
alcohol.
in the
It's
wastebasket.
It used to be that I would smell puke like when I was, before I hosted Fear Factor. I would smell puke and I'd want to puke. But now, let me see. I haven't done Fear Factor in years. Let me see if I still have.
You smell. Watch him get a rod.
Nothing.
That's all right.
It goes
Yeah,
away.
you're a veteran. You're
I
a
used
veteran.
to get sick though. I used to smell people like
You're
you
a
go to
veteran.
the bathroom at a bar and you smell someone throw it and you start heaving.
Oh, yeah.
Now it's nothing. It's
Erock.
gone. It went away.
Please, Eric. Joseph did it.
I did it and I had no surgery a month ago.
That's
so I'm
right.
fresh and clean.
Get it right up there. Right
Smell
Get
it,
in
Eric,
there,
for once.
Erock.
Do something for the show.
I got my face right
Erock.
in the basket.
Jim
Stop
Jeffries'
taking.
puke that's in the wastebasket.
I know all you do is take.
Here he goes.
How about just get in there and smell it?
Get in there. Will you get in there? Get in there.
Smell the fucking stomach bio of an Australian alcoholic.
Look, Joe Rogan's doing it. Come on.
At least it's a great comics puke.
Come on, Erock.
He's not a middle.
Come on, Erock. Get in there.
Headlining vomit.
Come on. Come on, Erock. He's all right. Poor
This is the thing is he can't even vomit into the bin because he just smells it more.
Erock, what's the problem?
Oh, God. Something just came out of his nose. What just shot out your nose, Erock?
Does it smell bad?
His dignity.
I didn't think he had any left.
After Sandy's butthole yesterday.
One more in there.
You all right, buddy?
Just
one more.
It looks worse than it
One more
smells.
Fear Factor sniff.
Just get in there. Get your head in there.
Get your head in there.
Get in there.
I just want to know what's in it.
He doesn't know what he ate.
He's trying to remember what he ate last night.
Ew.
Oh, these pills didn't digest.
Ew. There's nothing worse than when you see a full Cialis in your puke. Like, oh, for Pete's sake. God damn it.
I wonder if I can
I don't remember that.
Another night of excuses.
I know what happened. I went to McDonald's and I asked for a 20-piece of nugget, right? Yeah, like they sell 20s in this country.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, well, I said a 20-pack of nuggets, and the lady gave me 24 packs of nuggets. So
24 packs?
Yeah, so I had...
That's 24, 80.
And I was wasted. I gave her like...
nuggets.
Yeah, and I ate like 40 of them. Jesus.
Oh,
so that's why you threw up? It had nothing to do with sniffing his dirty load.
That's not the reason I threw up.
I think that's a goddamn excuse. You sniffed his rancid load off of his finger.
There.
Right.
Sounds like a bunch of bunk.
Yeah.
I didn't overeat them.
Goddamn
I didn't finish them all because
How do you
I
smell
had
puking that doesn't bother you?
I don't know. It doesn't bother me
You want a
anymore.
little double B? It's up to you.
What, that?
Yeah.
I'll sniff it.
It's actually... You're getting the easy one because I've already gone through 2 already.
This is thirds.
Yeah, this is thirds.
Joe Rogan taking a sniff at
Wow.
Jimmy's belt.
Just like, wow.
That's strong. Let me tell you something. That's stronger than the puke.
Yeah, really.
That's a rancid
Thank
fucking
you.
stench.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Holy shit. That can't be good.
Jimmy?
That's nature warning you to get the fuck away from that. That's what that is.
Yes.
It's like that
That's what
stinky
smell
pussy
is.
smell. The stinky pussy smell is probably worse. It's worse than shit, really.
Yeah.
There's something about it that's like it makes you shake. Like,
Because you're smelling something that
nature.
you're not supposed to smell in another
You're not
person.
supposed to eat it.
Does it smell like that if it's like a normal day? Like
Get in there,
yesterday, did it
bitch.
smell at
Get
all?
in there.
Nothing.
No,
Get in there.
It has
Get in
no
there.
scent. My belly,
Ari,
it doesn't
Ari,
smell.
have a go at it.
Get in there, Shaffir.
Everyone else has got a go.
Here's
Come
when
on.
it stinks.
Come on.
After I shoot a load, if it goes on me and I don't shower, once I shower, it's gone. But if I sleep the night and it just like a little bit of load,
Stews.
Yeah,
it's
but
good word. It stews.
Get in
take
there.
some.
Get in there, Shaffir.
Take
Smell
some.
that.
Be part of the team.
It's real.
It's stood up
That's
on
real.
me.
Did it touch you? Did it touch
He
your nose?
touched it. I didn't touch
he
it.
touched
I'm
your
having
nose.
memories
You might
of
want to
the
go to the
smell.
bathroom. Get some Purell
now
on your
having
nose.
memories
there,
of
fella.
Yeah,
Smells
like I'm
smell.
having memories of it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's a weird smell.
Welcome to YouTube, folks.
Yeah.
It's all on
Hey,
YouTube.
anybody else want to? Hey, we got Devin here. Do you want to come in and take some? Let's see if Devin
Oh, he's
Ratray wants to.
depressed today, man.
Why?
John Hughes died.
Oh, he said, all right.
Nah.
Hi,
Devin.
It's Devin.
Jesus. What's up, Devin? It's been way too long.
Jesus.
Way too long.
You know everybody in
Oh,
the
you
room?
just shook his hand right after he's been
No,
digging
no,
in
no.
his...
I always pick the
okay.
left
Good for you.
pointer finger.
You're a good man.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
that's
chain my
smart.
fingers. They've been smelling my fucking Erock begged to smell my belly button, so I let him. And Jim wanted some, and I just let everybody smell my belly.
Let me say for
And
the
then there's some
record,
throw
I
up in there if you
didn't
wanna
want
smell that.
some.
It's like I never
I
left.
did it. I never begged to do it. I got told to do it and did it.
You know, I was told that, like, Steve told me that, like, things have really changed and, like, the level of the show is really, the caliber is really increased. I walk in, I see a guy puking. I'm like, what happened? What happened? Like, they're just smelling Jim Norton's belly button.
Yeah.
Same shit.
Glad to know things are...
Nothing has changed.
One thing you notice is there's not one vagina in the room.
Yes, not
which
at all.
is
Awesome.
That's the biggest difference.
Awesome. Yeah, he used to have a lot
more
holes.
vagina and breasts.
Did anybody
but,
ever come to you guys and try to get you guys at any point in time during your career try to get a chick to sit in with you guys? Like, you guys are too male. Give me some stories. Come on, I want to hear some of that.
Every like 2 years they try that tack.
And who would they try to get you to
we
have
openly
on?
laugh in their face.
And they usually approach it like, we understand the type of girl you don't want on the show, but there should be a girl's presence that would kind of, get the female demo in a little more. That's like, you mean a hole. You mean the fucking hole. Yeah. The one that goes, guys, now.
Oh, my God, stop it.
Stop it. That isn't what. Now, don't be mean like that. Ugh. Enough. Oh, there's Wendy Williams on TV.
It's like asking a guy to sit in on Oprah. Like Oprah,
Yeah.
you need a man. You need a man next to you. A
to
manly
just
man.
Call you a fat cunt every so often. That's what I need.
First day on the show in 2002, I remember somebody from Survivor. One of the chicks from Survivor came in, and she was sillily hot.
Was that Kim? Kim,
yes.
the girl I was in the bathroom with?
Yes, that's who it was. It was
Good
Kim.
old Kimmy.
I watched her change in the bathroom. She had a big fat pussy. I remember she was really sexy.
She showed you her pussy?
She got naked. It was very sexy.
Why did she do that?
She's a good person. Why wouldn't she, Joe? I'm sure she's asked herself that question many times.
If I recall, Monsterine, Jim, you like a nice roast beefy.
Yeah, I do.
I like big pussy lips too.
lady.
I'm a fan. Yeah, I like when girls go, "Oh, I don't like it. It sticks out."
Yeah.
Fuck you. I like it.
No,
Shut
I
up.
want nothing. I just want a straight line.
No way.
I like it when you're fucking them, when you're pulling your dick out, the pussy lips are like grabbing your dick. Like, no, don't go. Come back. No, don't go. Come back.
She looked like the mouth of a gooey duck clam.
I love
A fucking
love
a
that.
cunt that just smoked like the exploding cigar. Like a fucking Devi duck face cunt.
My first girlfriend in high school had pussy lips like that.
I
They
love
were
this.
retractable, like you were fucking a balloon or something like that.
They're really
Grabbing
fat
a hold of
and
it.
meady. I love
Yeah.
when they're fat and there's like a fucking
Oh, yeah.
explosion. Just
It feels better.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Yeah, it's
A nice
like
little
there's
sucking
extra
sound.
pussy.
Good smell to it.
Extra pussy.
Yeah, it's like
pussy,
it's
the
thicker.
better is what
Right.
Like there's thicker. There's
Joe's
more
saying.
meat in it.
Why is Jefferies disgusted by this?
I
You
just
want
like
a
a
line?
nice clear line. I don't like.
Oh, fuck that.
I don't like
What are
anything.
you, a
that-
communist?
I like
Yeah,
a
exactly.
big fat
I
pussy
don't like
lips.
anything that like those pussy lips that are really violent looking, like they're out of the bottom of a deep fryer or something.
It looks like a galamad.
You want a fucking Japanese eye. I hate that. I like any,
Like
any
under a
girl,
pirate's patch.
any girl who had to change. Any girl who had to change with her cunt in the locker because she was too embarrassed. Like the other girls would poke fun at her
Of course
and
they
call
would.
her like
Yeah.
fucking names. That's
what
the
I
type of
like.
girl I want.
like
Wow.
that big
Who,
fucking-
there was
He likes
one
diet
porn
pussy.
star. I'm trying to remember her name. She actually got it fixed.
Oh,
but she used to have
Boo. That's her name. Boo.
big giant pussy lips.
Boo, shame on her. That should be her name.
Oh, Houston. That was her name.
Yeah?
Remember
Oh, the
Houston?
gangbang
She was
chick?
a part of the. Yeah, she was one of the first
Everything-
gangbang
wow.
chicks. She had a giant pussy lips. They're like hands, on the outside of her pussy. Not even like normal hands, like Brock Lesnar hands.
I don't mind. I don't mind to fuck the big pussy lips, but if I go down on it, I got like skin
Oh,
in
I'd
my
suck on those
mouth,
fucking
like
things.
The big flap.
I suck
smell
on
it.
them. Suck
Oh.
it. Suck
Just
it.
like,
You like diet pussy.
yeah.
You really,
I like a fucking. I like it just to be horrific. I really do. I like that smell. I like fucking
Really?
big. Oh,
No,
stinky
no
pussy.
one likes
no,
the
no,
smell.
No,
Like
just
A
a
smell like
raw
pussy.
smell.
I don't mind like pussy smell when a girl
Brett.
gets back from the gym. Where you going? Oh, nice.
Is that Marion Barry?
Barry's here?
Bring him in.
Oh, hilarious. Get him in here, Jimmy.
Get him in here.
Marion Barry.
It's right
ladies and gentlemen.
outside.
Former governor of Washington, D.C., got busted smoking crack, came back and won again. Right? Didn't he? Did he come back
be the
again?
mayor.
Yeah, he did.
Become the mayor
Oh,
again?
yeah. One of the biggest comebacks ever.
Yeah, we got caught smoking crack, and the best thing was when they were interviewing people, like in DC, go, everybody smoke a little crack now and then. Who don't smoke a little crack? Everybody
most of the
smoke a little
population
crack.
agreed
They
with
had all
that.
these people like, what do you think about Marion Barry coming back into office? Oh man, he's smoking. What's the big deal?
most of the population agreed. They're like, sure, we do. Why not? Why not a little?
Trying to get him in here.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Get him in here a couple minutes.
There's a bunch of dudes next door that are cock blocking.
That
See
is
this
shaking
gentleman
their
right
head
here?
no.
He's shaking his head no.
There he is. The mayor's
See this
right here.
gentleman?
Mr. Marion Barry.
Mr. Marion Barry,
Give him
ladies
a
and gentlemen.
microphone. Give him a microphone right now.
Mike. Hello, sir.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
What
you
happened?
know.
We'll be nice.
We'll be nice.
We just
nice
wanted to say
guy.
hi to
How
Marion
many are in
Barry.
here? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, we got a lot of
Yeah,
people in
gang
here
up
today.
on me, man.
No. We want totally respectful.
Nah.
No ganging up. No, sir.
Thank you.
What
You're
do you got?
actually a story, an inspirational story to a lot of people because things went bad at one point, and then all of a sudden you came back and you got what you got. Redemption. It's a pretty inspirational
That's why
story.
this movie is so important because most of the media outside of Washington D.C., most of the people outside of Washington D.C. only know me through 15-second news clips, or 30-second news clips, or some negative article in the newspaper. They don't know about my 50 years of service and 35 years of political life in Washington and being very successful, helping a lot of people. So that's why that's important. I was walking by and heard y'all say something about being popped for smoking crack. Put that in context. The FBI spent $25 to $40 million trying to entrap me. They couldn't find anything financial on me because I don't dip into the till. They used that situation, set it up, and we don't know what was in that pipe. because the jury didn't convict me of anything at the Vista. And so that crack story started with that. But there's been no evidence that we don't know what was in it. I mean, I was up there for some other reason, quite frankly.
What did you think was in it when you were smoking it?
I didn't smoke it.
Oh, okay.
I just took one drag on it.
Oh, okay.
So, do you feel that they were trying to railroad you because they didn't like politically what you were doing?
They didn't like me economically, and giving money to African Americans and qualified contractors and putting the pot's about this size, and we take it 47% of it out, which I got to, and they don't like the money to be taken.
It is pretty amazing that they can do that they can go after you like that and spend so much money to try to prosecute you.
Well, I'm used to it.
They're pulling you out.
They're pulling you out.
We are being married. But what are you promoting? We got a huge audience. What are you promoting?
A film?
HBO on Monday, 9 p.m., 9 Lives of Marion Barry.
Nice.
Everybody ought to watch it and learn about the real Marion Barry, not what they read in the press.
All right. Well,
thank you, sir.
Thank you, Marion.
What's the name of this show?
Opie and Anthony.
How many of you all are Opie?
That's one Opie. There's one Anthony.
That's Anthony.
And a room full of our friends.
And I'm basically the driving force of the show, Jim Norton.
Don't sniff his finger.
We love you.
Thank you very much.
Marion, if you need anything, talk to Joe.
Joe is
Joe might be carrying something.
Wow, amazing how many people were cockblocking.
Well, they were worried that we were going to, I guess he had another
They thought we were going to take the piss.
Why?
Guys grabbing him, trying to pull him out.
By the way, he heard you, Joe.
Yeah, Joe.
He's like, nobody knows what's in that pipe. What did you think was in the fucking pipe?
That's just it. It's like,
come on, man. Let's keep going.
Here's why they were pulling him out.
I didn't smoke it.
I liked how I didn't smoke it. I just took a drag.
I took a drag.
I like that. I like that thinking. Well, Jim is going back.
Jim. Oh, shit.
What happened?
Yeah, why is the monitor on?
I've said 50 times to turn that off because we had an issue.
Yes.
And every day I go out there and it's on. And I asked for it to be turned off 20
right.
fucking minutes ago, and now it was back on. So he walks by, and you're not even shitting on him. You're talking about something in context. But that's what they hear. So what happens is we lose the fucking more time with the guy because they hear a moment.
Well, also, let's be honest. You guys have a bit of a reputation as troublemakers. If you were a politician that got busted smoking crack, would you, if you were the handlers,
I'm amazed we got him in the door.
He got right in. And how calm and smooth under fire was he? Nobody knows what was in that pipe. Damn. I liked the way you think.
Did you know?
You know how he got in there?
Sure,
I will take fucking full credit for that. I'm like, Mr. Mayor, I said biggest audience on this platform right now is in this room. That's the biggest audience you're going to get.
Danny, you heard that, right?
Also pretty sure, though,
we're going to get in trouble for having Marion Barry on the show.
Believe
it or not, we're going to get in trouble.
For what?
Because they have a weird policy. We can't, grab other people's guests.
I just asked them.
How stupid is that?
I saw the mayor of D.C., and I asked him if he wanted to come on. I don't know what he's doing.
And you know what? He handled himself admirably.
And other shows can grab our guests. We don't give a shit. If someone's walking by, how do we not try to get him on?
I said he outsmarted the FBI and got reelected after that scandal.
It's pretty amazing how much money they spent.
And Anthony and Jimmy are going to throw him?
Yeah.
But the guy walked in here all smooth and shit.
No problem. Nobody knows what it is in that pipe.
They're not going to throw him.
He was a cool cat.
We got to get that sound clip. Get that sound clip and use it ad nauseum. Nobody knows what was in that pipe.
In that pipe? Just nobody knows what was in that pipe.
I didn't smoke it. I just took a drag.
I took a drag. I didn't smoke it. I took a drag.
I actually am surprised.
That was awesome. Just that alone was worth having
He was
for.
the coolest guy ever. I've never heard of the bloke, and I love him.
I'm surprised. I invited him in, and then I came back in. I didn't think he was going to come in, and then a minute later, they opened the door and he walked in.
There's something awesome about black politicians that get busted doing scandalous shit and then come back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know, it was great. When he came in, the lady who was trying to drag him away, she just looked in the bin at my vomit at one stage and just shook her head.
Clearly, he was a big fan of the show. I think that's why he came.
That's what it is.
How many of you are the Opies?
If he wasn't
how many are
before.
the Anthonys?
Yeah, how many of y'all?
How many is the Opies?
We treated him very nicely. Nobody fucked him.
Yeah,
he was checking the clock to see if the 12 was a big black hole.
I almost didn't ask him. I almost didn't ask him what he thought was in that pipe, but I had to.
You had to.
That's not a bad question.
I was actually going to jump on that when he stopped talking, and you, thank God, took the reins.
I didn't want. I saw that guy pulling on him. I'm like, you can't get away. You gotta. I gotta. I knew as a politician, if you ask him, he has to say something.
Yeah, and he brought up the crack thing. He said, "I heard somebody talking
Nobody
about
knows.
crack." Nobody knows who's in that pipe.
All they saw was me swinging a pipe. Nobody knows who's in that pipe.
How much do you love him now? How much do you love Marion Barry now?
Love him.
I didn't take a drag. I took a puff.
I want to get him high on DMT now.
Would anyone have brought up the crack if he didn't bring it up? Who would have had that?
You have
Really?
to because
I
you have
wouldn't.
to say, well, what do you think? I started with, and again, not all about me, but about you fell and then you ever. It's like, well, we all know what he fell from. So
Well, he brought it up because
good,
we were
Jim.
talking about it, and he heard it in the monitor in the hallway, and he just came in to defend himself. He couldn't help it.
See?
He's kind of like the Muhammad Ali of black politics. You know, they
Yeah,
framed him. They spent all this money framing him, getting him out of politics, but he came back, the champ.
He really did come back. It's amazing. He got reelected.
It's not amazing. Look at his constituents.
Hey, back from my crack now and then.
No. I
So
understand that.
how long ago was this? How long ago was this guy
it was
re-elected?
a while ago.
It was a
Jeez.
long
Right,
time 'cause he
ago.
seems like a fairly old man.
He's not the mayor now, is he?
No.
When I was 16.
Yeah, Marion Barry.
Oh, well, that helps because everybody knows how old you are.
Exactly. No one knows who you are.
Marion Barry's
Age-wise, at
39
least.
right now.
We know your name.
Shut up, Ari.
Exactly. Oh, really? April of that year? How old are you?
Doesn't help at all.
There's a recent.
I didn't have a mic, and I realized.
Holy.
Isn't there a recent Marion Barry story? Wasn't he in a
Scandal?
park recently?
Yeah?
Yes,
What
he's
the fuck
stalking
was
a
he
woman.
doing? Stalking a woman or
Yeah,
something?
we didn't have enough time though. They would pull. The Apollo doesn't get people off stage as aggressively as they were trying to get him out.
Holy shit.
To hear that little siren go off. The guy in a white suit was going to come on
That
any
was
minute.
like an extrication from a car
You know,
wreck or something.
What they didn't see at home was we were having a tug of war with Marion Barry. We were trying to keep him in. They were
His
both-
handlers right away were pulling him away.
But we didn't fuck with him at all. It's like, what are they going to say? We asked him a couple legit questions. He has a bigger audience here. Look, I'm sure Shade is a great audience, but this is the biggest audience he's going to get on this platform.
looked like
Well,
a
I heard
guy
about
that-
Shade that the hype is real.
Yes, the hype is real.
That's what I hear.
He looked like a guy in a zombie movie that gets too close to the window and all the arms come in and pull him out. They fucking grabbed him.
Barry.
They grabbed him.
Must eat Barry.
Who's
His
that,
handlers
the
brought up the
Detroit
jaws
guy?
of life.
Yeah, to get the door open with the jaws of life. And
You see the discussion outside the office?
Uh-oh.
Jesus. Yeah, outside the studio. Not good.
I don't.
They get mad when we do that, but we can't help ourselves.
The mayor of DC
We're
is
trying to give
outside
the
our
best
door.
radio
Yeah, what are we
possible
gonna
every
do?
fucking
Listen,
day.
blame me, man.
Yeah,
I
Rogan.
invited the guy. No, I invited him, and then I came back in studio. A minute later, he came in.
you
Nobody
heard it. Jim Norton invited him.
Nobody grabbed him and threw a mic in his face.
Hell
I
no.
was outside. I said, "Mr. Mayor, we're the biggest audience you're going to get today. Do you want to come in?" And I didn't think he was going to come because the woman goes, and the woman he was with starts whispering to him. So I'm like, "Oh, okay, she's going to tell him no." So I got my picture, and then a fucking minute later, he walks in the door.
The fact is, if Rogan didn't mention crack, he never would have came in.
Yeah, I think
That's what got him in.
defending
Since
himself.
Maybe,
Yeah,
you know what?
So we have
Maybe
Joe
you're right.
Rogan to thank.
Maybe you're right.
Yeah.
I
You're
got,
welcome. You're
I got
welcome.
bumped
That's what I'm
from
here
Marion
for.
Barry.
So whenever a
That's what I'm
celebrity
here for.
walks by,
Yeah.
just bitch about him and see if
I'm here to sniff Jim Jefferies throw up. I'm here to sniff his loads.
I should have asked if Marion Barry wanted some.
Dude,
Oh, good lord!
By the way,
No one knows what's in Jim Norton's belly button.
how great is this show, though? We go from sniffing what fucking Norton had in his belly button to
Marion Barry.
within 5 minutes.
You know, it was really great, though. How shitty does Devin feel
Yeah.
that Kenny came running in and just, we need the mic, and grabbed it away from your face so quickly.
It was it had to be done. You know,
I've been bumped
and
before.
Devin is hurting today. He's
It's
hurting.
like microphone triage, though. We had to look around and go, who's not contributing anything?
I walk in, I'm
Who's
like,
dead
hey, guys,
here?
great. Nice to be here. Nice coffee. And nothing. Whoa, hey, guys,
Stick him with some morphine and take his mic.
And we wonder why Devin hasn't been around in a while.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
respect. Huh?
Hey, next
Devin
time we're going
looks
to play
like
some softball, right?
he looks like a guy who drives a truck and worships Elvis.
Yes.
Don't most of them already? Isn't that like
That's true.
the combo that they already have?
Those are some
good
badass
Elvis glasses.
fucking sunglasses,
Yeah.
son.
I appreciate that.
Where'd you
Thank
get those, sir?
I got these. Actually, my brother brought them back from Graceland for me.
Oh, they are.
they are
Graceland.
Can you buy them online anywhere?
I'm sure you can buy
I need
them
a pair
online.
of those.
No, you
I
can.
need a
You
pair
can
of
get them
those.
on the Elvis webpage. I bought some before.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
But these are hand delivered, so
Now,
I wear them with pride.
I'm gonna handle this a little delicately. Do you mind if I tell these gentlemen about a certain relative of yours?
Oh, that's why he's stopped
relative
coming on our
of mine?
show.
Well, yes.
What's going on?
You know. A man that was in a certain movie.
Oh, fuck.
That's why you stopped doing our show.
Is it?
Dude, that...
Damn it.
That was, yeah.
Gary Glitter.
What part of...
Gary Glitter.
What part of
You're
my
related
dad
to
was in an
Gary
X-rated
Glitter?
film do you not want me to say?
No, but it wasn't that bad. His father, the guy that starred in the original Lady Chatterley's Lover.
Young Lady Chatterley.
Young Lady Chatterley, yeah. The original.
Yeah.
70s fucking, you know.
His father is Sylvia Christel. Amazing.
Obscure reference.
But
number
just,
14.
Just had to kind of.
Yeah, that's how it's probably how I got started in this business.
Yeah, in this business.
How I ended up on Opie and Anthony.
Now with the sunglasses, you could produce one of those movies. Tell you the truth.
You look good. I could make you a star.
Yeah.
Just come on over here. Just give a little reading.
Now, of course, you're probably in mourning today.
It was not. Yeah. I mean, it's not easy. And Steve C assured me that there was going to be total respect.
Do you need
and Marion
anything?
Barry.
Water, food, a blowjob.
What's he in mourning for?
He knew John Hughes.
I worked with John Hughes.
Oh, okay.
John Hughes was definitely. I mean, I just wanted to say he was one of the nicest guys in the business, and he changed my life forever. He changed. I mean, he launched countless people's careers.
I made so many good movies.
Yeah. I mean, who's going to forget Baby's Day Out or There's
a few duds, but fucking Planes, Trains, and
Automobiles, man.
Yeah.
Great film.
No one saw Home Alone.
One of the best comedies ever.
You know what's fucked up? Like, the last time you were on, there was no YouTube. We could not possibly, at that time, punch up your part from Home Alone. And look at it. But now we can.
Now you can see me as a 13-year-old boy.
Exactly.
I remember when you was that age.
Uncle Paul.
You liked me.
Yeah, you liked to be
Happy
kissed.
birthday, Uncle
You were
Paul.
the older brother, yeah?
Yeah.
Hey,
Here it
I'm
is.
up to date. I
Like
know
to be
it's
kissed
Now you
on his
know.
neck.
Now you know.
Look at
Yeah,
Joe.
look at Joe.
There he is.
Look at that.
We were just doing that on
That's
our
like
show.
Jim Jefferies.
I just smelled Norton's belly button.
Yeah, there it is.
See, it all comes
Just
together.
jizzed all over the airplane tickets.
Oh, no.
Wow.
Oh, you.
Do you still hang out with Macaulay Culkin? Do you know that kid?
No, the last time I saw him was at a birthday party for him. We have not really stuck in touch, but
What birthday was it, though?
It was his 18th birthday, so it was a while ago. It was his 18th birthday.
Is he keeping it together? What's going on with him?
Well, God, I mean, he's had a rough year, this guy. His sister dies earlier this year. She got hit by a car.
Oh, Jesus.
And then Michael Jackson goes, who he was very close with.
Was he really?
Yeah, he was.
Did you ever meet Mike, or were you too old at that point?
I don't like him. He doesn't wear tight enough slacks.
He's too big. That throw-up scene was gross.
Michael called him Devin the cock blogger.
He came onto the set, actually, of Home Alone 2.
The whole set?
Oh, I bet he did.
How fucking bold of him. He taught you to moonwalk on us.
such a simple life, bro.
The guy doesn't give a fuck. He's worth $1 billion. He just whips out that spotted dick and says, let's get this party started.
Looks like someone's tongue in a small leopard tail.
Somebody made a dick out of a cow's back.
Oh, my. He was a very nice man.
Oh, Michael Jackson?
Yes, he was a very cool
That's
guy.
how you get him in. You got to be nice.
He
You
was
can't be
very
a douchebag
polite.
and be a child molester.
No one's
You're never
scolds
going to get repeat customers.
No one scolds a boy into the van.
You want to get repeat customers, you got to have a amusement park. You got to be a nice guy. You got to have wine. There's a lot of things.
Jesus juice, as he called it.
You don't threaten a boy to get into the van with punishment. You bring candy.
Get
You
in
wipe
here,
his
I'll tell
memories
your
clean.
mom.
He had Charleston shoes, and I enjoyed them. He was a very polite, sweet guy, and he actually allowed me to videotape him. I filmed him and Macaulay. Actually, I interviewed him and Macaulay on Michael Jackson and Macaulay Culkin together in the Home Alone house. I was able to videotape them. I do. I have them. The director was like, afterwards, he was like, wow, you could sell that tape. You'd never work in the business again, but you could sell it. And I've been holding on to it.
Did you sell it?
No. No. What are you implying?
I'm sorry.
I don't understand.
That's very funny. So do you still have that? Was there anything revealing, or was it just a fun
Well, it's more of a tribute to him as a nice guy. I mean, he was talking about where he first met Macaulay at the Nutcracker when he went to see the Nutcracker when he was 6. Yeah, Macaulay.
Leave that one alone.
That's
too easy. Low hanging fruit.
Too easy.
It's too easy for Rogan. Come on.
Nutcracker. What? Oh, nothing.
Oh, guys,
Sorry,
let's not.
Oh, Jimmy.
Has Devin smelled your finger?
Too soon.
Devin was. Do you want it?
No, I'm good. I'm actually good.
You can
You should smell it. I smelled it.
Jackson.
It's
You
quite
can do
shocking.
I just smelled a rancid belly button before I got here. I'm
Full. Yes, Lent.
upset.
I got to drive tonight. Really, I can't. I can't. I'm good. No,
Seriously, just talking about that makes me want to vomit again.
You want some more smell?
No.
You want another
I'll take
sniff?
one more whiff for the team.
I wonder what Michael
The Lion
Jackson's belly
team,
button
Jim.
smelled like.
Can't possibly be the fucking keg of beer you drank last
With
night.
the McNuggets.
40 fucking McNuggets.
I can't smell fucking cotton candy. It's going to make me puke.
McNuggets, they're really cadaver toes.
Every time you do an impersonation of me, it's Keith Richards.
Yeah, but we don't know.
The Australian accent's tricky. You got to be a good accent person.
Isn't Mr. Jefferies from Australia?
You always try to slip in an English accent, but
He's doing fucking Captain
Australian's
Sparrow over
kinda-
here.
It's a little no.
That's English.
Captain Sparrow.
Little is
You got to get to Kick Jefferies. It's got to be like this. Because he's an alcoholic. Because he has the ism.
The ism. I don't think it has to do with smelling the button. I mean, isn't that just a regular Tuesday morning for me? Sometimes just puking.
Do you want some?
Listen, you don't understand what you're talking about. You haven't smelled it.
Yeah, that's true. You're not part of the team.
Unless you get in there, you're just talking shit.
Yeah,
Joe Curry took it.
Just
You're
about
just
all of us have
armchair
smelled it
quarterbacking,
there,
fella.
I heard that it's stewed like a Merlot.
Just get in
It was
there,
stewing.
man.
You want a
Get
little
in
bit?
there.
I won't
I'll
touch
do
it
it again. I'll show you.
I've already,
smell it again.
My own belly
I've
button
already
smells
worked
of
with
nothing.
Norton. I've done a film with him.
well. Did
Well,
you
it's
get
because you
laid
don't have a
last night?
load in there.
Yeah.
I probably did.
I haven't
Dumped a load in there.
Maybe your loads just don't carry that kind of fermentation.
Oh my
capacity.
God! You're sitting there smelling it.
God, Jimmy loves
Why
smelling
don't
it.
you have a sniff?
You're just sitting there smelling it.
No,
Why
you,
wouldn't you?
you
If it
can,
was yours, wouldn't you
you
enjoy
can
it?
smell your own.
I don't know,
Oh, man.
I don't
Get
know,
in there.
man.
Get a sniff.
Jimmy,
Yeah,
what the,
no,
did the
no,
load
good.
like crawl in
Not
there
that
like the
big
little
deal.
tracking device in the Matrix? What the fuck? Like how much load? Could
I
you
wiped it
possibly
out,
get?
but it just sweats and ferments. And I guess at night I dream scary things and I slam it shut. I don't know what happens.
Dream scary things.
Your
Close
belly
the belly button.
sweat?
Fold
Does your
it
belly
over.
Sweat at night.
Fold it over like
Yeah.
a fucking burrito.
Is it
Keep it in
is
there.
it flaky?
You tell me.
Give me a look at it.
Yes, it's
Well, it
soft
stays
and
moist.
I don't want,
It's not flaky. Not at all.
Oh my god!
If it was flaky, it probably wouldn't retain the
when I
smell.
leave jizz, I get flakes.
Yeah, but I
But
wipe
not
it
in the
off.
belly button.
flakes.
When it gets in there, it's like a little like if you take like saran wrap and you wrap it up and
Yeah.
it stays moist.
He's
That's
got
what's
like a
going on.
Tupperware belly
you want
button. It just keeps.
You want some, Ant?
No,
You gotta take some.
No,
For the team.
No,
To be one of the guys.
No,
Won't even take- what's the big deal?
I don't do it.
Opie's taking some.
It's just
Unfortunately, I
You're the
have,
only
yes.
one, Ant.
That's great.
You're not a
I
member
don't,
of
I
the
don't think
club.
I've ever
I'm an
smelled
original.
anything as rancid as that. I think
Oh,
that's
stop
too
trying to
much.
suck up
That's
now.
silly. You've never smelled pussy that smelled worse than that?
Yeah.
That was as bad
My
as shit.
girlfriend in high school, there's one girlfriend in high school that back when they didn't understand, she went to Catholic school and no one taught her shit about personal hygiene. She was so hot, but she had the stinkiest pussy ever. It was devastating how
Who
bad
needs
it
to be
was.
taught
Wow, so I
about
bet you
personal
didn't fuck
hygiene?
her.
No,
Nobody's
they do.
talking to you. You're a Catholic school girl. Nobody's talking. Nobody's telling you shit.
I know when my
You
ball
figure
sack
it out.
stinks.
No, they're
right?
all hiding from reality. Everybody shuts the door. Shut up.
I think they just watch
Mom,
the
something's wrong.
outside sometimes. Like
Yeah.
the girls
Yep.
don't do
Oh, it was a
the
disaster.
internal hygiene sometimes.
This girl must have had a yeast infection for 2 years. It was a disaster.
Yeah,
she
but
was so hot. It
I've
didn't
seen
matter.
a few of those.
And
That's
you-
the ones when you fuck them, and then the next morning when you're pissing, the smell wafts
Wafts
up,
up straight up.
and literally
Oh,
you get
it's great.
lightheaded. Like,
It's like wow. I
You ever
remember that.
What could it be when you're fucking? You ever get that like white milky stuff on your dick?
Oh,
when you're fucking a girl, yeah,
Yeah.
that's just a pussy lube.
when you're
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
not yeast infection.
Joe goes,
no.
oh,
No,
when
no.
you're fucking a girl,
Not like a dude. But if it's a dude, it might
it's the
be
cum
like
from the last
it
guy.
might be marrow. You might be breaking bones.
I know exactly what he's talking
That's
about.
subcutaneous fat.
Yeah.
You're ripping skin tissue. You need to back off. You're hitting it too hard.
Do you ever just get that milky stuff on the end though? It's like
Some sort
That's
of
just
fucking-
pussy.
Yeah,
juice.
that's
It
normal.
dries. It's secretion and it dries
You've
white.
actually
And I
made
would
your
come
date a
home,
girl
I would
that,
come home
that
from school
drips?
and I would wear black jeans. And when I would come home from school after fucking a girl like in the subcellar of the high school, it would look. I mean, it would look
What?
like I
Wait a
jizzed
minute.
on my own pants.
This guy was some cellar talking.
Subcellar of the high school.
Like out casual, you know,
John Hughes
tie her
movie?
up, leave her for dead. You
Cost
know.
him his teaching job.
Yeah, this is just last week. I'm talking about. I'm not. Not
You ever
like
date
when I
a
was in
girl
high
that
school.
gets so wet that they drip, that it drips down their legs?
No.
Another
I've
girl
never
that I
made
dated
it
in
go
high
wet.
school
I've
was
never-
so wet. She would get so wet, her inner thighs literally would be like she was crying.
There's
Her pussy.
nothing better than grabbing around to the lower back and feeling like the wet dripped all the way down like her back of her spine.
I've never been with a
That's
chick where I didn't have to
fantastic.
spit in her pussy.
It's part of the fun.
Oh, it's awful. It's never
dear.
wet.
God damn.
The one thing my parents said was, "Hey, keep it classy, Dev."
Yeah, keep it classy
Ma,
today.
Dad,
That's all
the
right.
wet pussy's for you.
This is classy.
This is
That's
a
pretty
classic
classy.
conversation.
Look, it's just
We're
being
making
real.
you forget about
Yeah.
the fact that you're in mourning
In
today.
mourning.
You know what
Indeed.
else I picked
Indeed.
up that Joe said is the fact that she must have had a yeast infection for 2 years. You fucked her for 2
Yep.
fucking years.
I don't care.
You didn't get
I'd fuck her today if I could get away with it.
It's like, oh, her pussy stank so bad. 2 years it stank.
She was hot enough. She was hot enough. I was 16.
Yeah, of
It's all
course.
good.
Oh no, when you're
Sticking
16,
it in there. I
Yeah.
don't give a fuck.
And are you in the age bracket when you were that age? They still just had fucking like hair where you had
welcome to the
you had
jungle.
pry that shit apart.
You pull her panties off.
Yeah.
Oxel Rose. Oxel. I
Aquel,
fucking forget.
Aquel,
I tried too hard to force that in. I heard it. It was terrible. Terrible attempt.
But
Yeah,
you used to have
trimming
to like,
became-
you used to have to like kind of take your fingers
Yeah.
and pull it apart. It was
Yeah.
like Velcro or
Never
a
seemed
Venus
to bother me.
flytrap.
Never-
It's like a
never seemed to
Venus
bother me.
flytrap. No, I didn't care about that. Wouldn't it be? See, I was bringing this up the other day. Wouldn't it be kind of refreshing? And I'm not talking a giant fucking bush of hair, but to see like
a
a
hairy
nicely
pussy.
groomed
No, it
triangular
wouldn't
shaped,
be.
like
No.
hair on there.
No.
Just like there was nothing better as a kid that when a girl would fucking get completely naked and drop those fucking panties, and you would see like tits in a fucking triangle of hair.
Just
It was
like junior
that's fucking
high.
great.
Yeah, well, those old days when you got to third base, that was part of it. You would get your hand in their
Yes.
panties, and you'd feel that fucking bush.
Muff. That's why it's
Yeah.
called bush.
Yeah.
Muff pussy.
Yeah.
That's what it's called.
Yeah, and then you go dial something on a rotary phone. Do you want that too? Fucking stinks.
Why don't you get in a fucking plane with a propeller?
Exactly. Go watch channel 2, 4, or 5. Go fuck yourself.
Anthony's like fingering a girl. He's like, "Oh my god, this is so hot. Let me call my friend." Butterfield 8. Butterfield 8.
Anthony almost convinced us. You almost convinced us.
You almost had second, and then Jimmy fucking
fucked it all up.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, smell my fingers right after I fixed the rabbit ears on the television.
Connecting you now to Melrose 2.
Unbelievable,
past,
you
man.
hump.
Fucking that's funny.
Just
I
talking
hate
a
hair.
little bit.
I fucking
know
hate
you
it.
hate
Do
it,
you
but
really?
I like the
hate
way
it.
it
You know what I
looks.
don't like? Those asshole hair. When a girl has hair
How
around her
can you?
asshole.
Oh,
fucking
No.
See, that I actually like.
What about Kenya?
I like when a girl's asshole looks like the guy Bronson shot in Death Wish 2. Do you believe in Jesus? Yes, I do. Remember, he was like bald on top.
Well, you're going to meet him.
It is amazing how girls always shave their legs, but they didn't shave their pussies.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden, what, was it porno that made them start shaving their pussies?
I think it
Yes.
was. I think it was
Must
the
be. It was,
advent
yeah.
of videotape and then pornos being brought home because a lot of women didn't see fucking porno. You had to. I remember having to get fucking rotary phone. I found a porno on film once. It was on 8mm film, and this motherfucker
Stag films.
My
Remember
buddy Joe Curry.
Get a mic on, Joe. Get a
We had to
mic
go to
on.
high school
Yeah.
and tell them that we were doing like a project to get the video player. We watched 8mm porno films that we stole from your uncle.
Yeah, it was my uncle's stuff. I took it and went to the school and said, I have to take an 8mm projector home. And I signed one out, and we all just gathered around.
Watch porno.
And there it is. You know, the lights are out. And here,
You know what's amazing?
It's
It's
just
amazing
bad
that
big
they
bush porn,
still
big bush
make
kids.
new porns.
I
like,
know.
who the fuck is jerked off to all of them? I mean,
Yeah.
do they really need to make this like billions and billions? Who's the guy that's showing up at the video store on Tuesday? What do you got? You got new?
Saw it.
You got new? Seen
Saw
it?
everything.
Done it?
Saw everything. But then, when the video stores, you know, the advent of the VCR, you go to the video store, get porno. I think a lot of these women started saying, "Wow, look at that! My guy's watching this fucking porno. This chick is shaved. He must like shaved pussy."
Well, they weren't even shaved back
They
then.
weren't.
though.
It also they used to have porns where like one girl would be like shaving the other girl, and that got kind of sexy, and those probably turned on the girls a lot. Because they would, I mean, all the girls would watch like girl on girl porn.
No,
That's
I
usually their
think-
first experience with it.
I think by the time video really came out, where people had VCRs in their houses and were watching video, I think girls were already starting to trim the sides up, getting the landing strip of the Hitler mustache thing going. They were starting to groom it a little more.
Porn is like it's like star driven
strip.
now. It's like star driven now. Like there's like one girl that a guy gets obsessed. Sasha Grey. Oh, what do you got? What do you got? And they get obsessed with jerking off to one chick.
Yeah. What the fuck?
I always do
weird.
that though. I get weird where I get like a girl's like my girlfriend for a while in my waking life.
Yes, that's what I'm
and
talking
I'm like,
about.
oh, this is the girl I'm into, and then I dump them and move on to the
For
next.
me, it was Lucy Ty. For me, it was Lucy Ty. For like 6 months, I jerked off to nothing but Lucy Ty.
I'm on this, but Eva Angelina at the moment is my girl.
What's her name?
Eva Angelina.
The evil secretary?
Yeah.
Look, he knows it.
And I met her the other day at a gig, and I actually got starstruck. It was just that weird thing.
I got starstruck when I saw Lucy Ty at the airport. I wanted to take a picture with Lucy Ty at the airport, and I panicked.
No, mine is that new one. Fucking that model.
Miranda Kerr.
Yeah, Miranda Kerr. Holy shit.
She's a model? Oh,
yeah, she's fucking retarded.
If the girls are really hot and if they're really well known, I kind of lose interest because I know that
interesting,
other
but she's got
dear.
now my
okay,
that is
never
my
mind.
fucking
Is she a porno star?
ultimate jerk off.
No, she doesn't do porno?
Fantasy.
Then this
chick.
is nonsense.
No,
Why would we do it? Oh, she's a swimsuit. So get the fuck out of here.
This is
Amateurs. Lucy Ty, back up.
Yeah.
What was that original
Lucy
search?
Ty?
Jerk off to Swimsuit Illustrated?
No, it was just she's fucking very
Yeah,
hot.
look at that
And there
dirty
are some
jungle
nudes
bitch.
of her.
Look at that.
But think
What
about
the
all
fuck?
the other
She's too
guys.
exotic for me.
Wooden fucking clogs just climbed out of the jungle.
I don't like that.
I
It
like
looks like
that.
you could go to Thailand and get that.
You can go to Thailand and get that.
All right, book a flight.
Doesn't that bother you, though?
It doesn't what bother me.
Doesn't it bother you that all of these other guys are also smacking it, thinking about the same girl you are?
Ew.
I don't think about that. Why would I waste my thoughts
Why
on
would that ever go through your mind?
Yeah.
Well, that's why I go most for the amateur porn.
When you fuck a chick, do you go, oh, she's been fucked by other guys?
Yeah.
Is
Listen,
that
there's
what
a
you're
limited
thinking?
amount.
Sometimes
Are you
it
thinking
crossed
of
my
Are you
mind.
thinking
Depends
of
on
all
what
the other
color they
cocks that
are.
have been inside her? Like, no.
This is just
All at
revealing.
once. All at once.
This is just revealing how many hookers you guys have all had.
Oh,
I think
no.
you're
it's
totally
just,
used
it's just
to
you
it.
don't. Self-defeating thoughts aren't necessary. Okay, I'm not here. I'm not
Damn
here
it,
to
you're
consider her future, her past. I'm here to jerk off to some crazy hot bitch that just looks like she just popped out of the jungle.
Damn it, you are right. You are right. The self-defeating.
Yeah, you don't need to-
There's no need for it.
You don't
I need
need
more
to take in
positive
all
thinking
the variables.
while I'm jerking off.
The whole
There's too many
fact that she
variables.
needs the cash is a turn on for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is. I got a weird thing. The whole fact that she's being paid, I prefer that.
Do you wish that they discussed it in the video? Like, okay, I'm going to give you $2,000. You're going to suck my cock on video.
Yes.
Okay. You like that?
If she could go, that's good. I can't really meet my bills this week. How about you bring another guy in?
Really?
That would top it for me.
That is the
Wow.
best line.
I'm
Why is that?
horrific. I don't know. I like demeaning people.
I think it's funny just to like I like girls with a sense of humor. So after having some sex there in the bed, I like grabbing 100, throwing it on the dresser, and going, buy yourself something pretty, and then go to the bathroom. And if they laugh, it's cool. If they don't, then really
What if they
get
laugh
the fuck
and
out
then they take the money?
Yeah,
what if
they usually do. By the way, they
Do
usually
they?
do take the
Jokes
take the
on
money.
you.
Just for a joke.
Oh, I'm taking this.
It's a
guy.
joke.
I don't care.
No,
I just shot
honestly,
my
have they
load.
taken the money?
Yeah.
Of course
they
women
take
are
the money.
hookers.
Oh, women are
Wow.
hookers.
In a
No, it's-
way.
Well, you
First
were
of all,
talking
it's
about women.
funny.
Oh, women are
Funny little
evil.
joke. Secondly, it's like, fuck it, $100. Who cares? She's fucking, she'll put the effort
Now
again next
get out.
time now because she thinks another 100 might be coming. It doesn't.
Would you
though.
take money for sex? If a woman gave you $100 after
Fuck
sex, you would.
yeah.
Yeah, why
I would
not?
If I
take
didn't
it.
have any money,
Fuck,
if I was
yeah.
broke and
If I
some
was
chick
broke.
was rich and she threw $100 at me and she sucked my dick,
Yeah.
Yeah.
congratulations. You're a winner.
That was a dumb question.
You just got
Jim.
$100 and you got blown.
question.
I've taken chlamydia and herpes for it. Why would I take money?
This is coming from a guy who burns his warts off every 2 months.
Exactly.
2 months is
burn
enough.
them. You
I'm sorry.
freeze
I'm
them.
sorry. I
He has to bring his
apologize.
cock to fucking Apex
I
Tech.
apologize.
And the guy fucking...
Might be refreshing, actually. It's refreshing for a girl to actually bring something good to the table. It's like, oh, I can walk away with money.
$100. Fuck.
I don't have to walk away with degrading comments.
That's
and
awesome.
Telling me how my fucking apartment's a mess. I can actually get money from this.
When a guy who can get away with being a man whore, especially if a chick's got money. That's why every guy with like that Kevin Fedor line thing. And when that guy, got all that money. Every guy, no guy hated on that guy.
He had zero respect when he was with her.
Yeah.
And then he got total respect when he fucking was gone and she paid him.
He
and
did
he's
everything
like,
right.
Fuck
Took
this.
care of he did everything right.
Yep.
Took care of the kids, got a fuckload of money, and he got fat.
Yep.
It's like, fuck it, I'm done. I've got
finished.
$5 million in the bank. I'm driving a Ferrari. I got Britney Spears kids. I'm just going to eat like a fucking monster.
Yeah, but that was okay because it was Britney Spears. Okay, Tom Arnold.
Yeah, that's nothing.
Yeah,
That's
you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
you can't fuck everything for money.
You can't fuck
everything for money.
No. Yeah, there's no respect for that. No respect for that. That's a job.
That's blatant.
That's like working at the docks. He put in his hours. He got his pension.
You know, he was a pioneer, though. He was one of the first.
Yes,
Tom
that's
Arnold?
true. You
Yeah,
got to
he
give
was a
respect for
pioneer.
that.
First
David
man,
Guest?
man whore, kind of a man fucking leech.
He's actually
took-
quite nice.
he
What
took
about
one
those
for the
gay
team.
guys that Elizabeth, what's her face, used to
Elizabeth
marry?
Taylor,
Yeah, she used to marry all those gay guys.
Did she really?
Yeah.
Why were they
yeah.
gay?
They're just a mess.
Liza
yeah.
Minnelli married Peter Allen. Didn't
Did
she?
she marry
there's another
Rock
one.
Hudson?
That's
Was
another
Rock
one. 'Cause
Hudson
I
one of
don't
them?
think they
No.
liked. I think they wanted to be married but didn't want to have a dick
That's
in them.
what
or
I don't
something.
get about gay guys. Of course, Peter Allen must have fucked Liza Minnelli, right?
Not maybe not.
Maybe not.
Maybe Liza doesn't like dick.
Who's the
She
new guy
married
that she's
other
married to?
fucking guy. Well, they
Oh,
divorced, but
the
he was
beard.
another one that obviously he wasn't fucking her. Peter Guest. Was that his name? Yeah, Peter
No,
Guest.
David.
David
David.
Who's Peter Guest?
He's the next person
David
coming
somebody.
in.
David Guest, he's a heterosexual, isn't he?
What a hack joke.
Wasn't he? Was he a...
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever works.
Yeah, David Guest was another one. Like, I don't think they're consummating their fucking
Look at
marriage.
that guy. That guy.
Yeah.
Please.
Poor fuck.
Oh, do you think he cries when he has to go down on her?
I don't think he has to go down on her.
We had that on our show.
Oh, that's right. That's
Joe,
right.
Joe, were you listening to us when we had a gay
That's
guy go
right.
down on a girl for
No.
tickets?
Gay Marco.
Dude, greatest bit ever.
That
Who
was.
did
We brought him to
Marco.
tears.
Where was this?
It was at NEW. We had the hottest girl that
That's
came.
right.
I mean,
Yeah.
she was ridiculous.
Smoking hot.
And what was his name? Marco.
Gay Marco.
Gay
He
Marco.
wanted tickets to NSYNC so bad. We're like, if you
Sync.
Oh, yeah. I love it.
We got it 10 times
Joe,
gayer.
I know.
we
It's
go,
great.
if you could last through one NSYNC song, we'll give you the tickets. And I'm telling you, we didn't bring in a pig. This girl was so hot.
Opie's
And he
leaving.
actually-
You're leaving out a detail.
What's the detail?
Oh, well, she was on her period.
No, that was another.
That doesn't bother me.
No, that was
I can't
Hold
relate
on,
to
hold on,
period.
hold on.
I like pussy when the girl's
Is
on
it
the
that
period.
cute?
I don't
No,
give a
that was
fuck.
another bit. That was another bit.
I don't give a
so,
shit.
Joe,
That doesn't bother me.
Joe,
You can
My
lick
bed
period.
sometimes looks
Yeah, I
like
don't give a
Lizzie,
fuck.
Lizzie Borden's parents' bed.
Blood to me
give a
is just
shit.
like pussy juice. It's all just bodily fluids.
Oh, it's not the same.
I'll
just
lick a
spit my
bloody
coffee.
pussy.
It's,
If I get-
it's like a
Tell that to the
stillborn
inside of the
child
Kennedy
falling
limo.
out of them.
Wow, look, come all over JFK's suit.
the fuck?
but Joe,
Got some blood on Monica Lewinsky's dress.
he kneels down in front of the pussy and he's brought to tears. And he's like,
my
what is
God.
that?
It was the first time
he
he
starts
ever-
screaming.
He never saw a real
And
live
we did this on
pussy.
regular
Oh, my
radio.
God.
Regular radio. We
Isn't
can't
that
do that on
amazing what
satellite
you used
today.
to be able to do?
We're not allowed
Yeah.
to do it on even
on regular
satellite.
radio, and he was yelling. He goes, "What is that? What is that? I don't know
Wait a
what
minute,
that
you guys
is."
couldn't do that on satellite?
No, probably not. No,
Probably
fluids,
not.
Fluids,
They got some-
penetration.
they got some
all
weird
kinds of
rules
shit
over
now.
here, Joe.
They don't like penetration for some reason.
Well, that's
Live
not
at the compound
penetrating.
likes penetration, though,
fucking
huh?
penetration. You know it. Yeah. I was looking for like a Craigslist chick or something. I just want to. I think it would be legal, right, to get normally a hooker would normally be a hooker and pay her money, but not for sex, to come down and interview her at the compound and just have her maybe take a top off or some shit,
yeah,
and then interview about like how
John's.
her fucking uncle fucked her in the ass or something.
You can't have sex on it because you can't film porn in New York legally.
No, not legally.
Yeah.
You can't film porn in New York?
No, I believe it's illegal to shoot
That's
porn.
hilarious.
But then again, for money, it might be.
Yeah, Jimmy,
Burn our archives.
Jimmy DeLaurentis knows this.
We better burn our
Jimmy
archives.
DeLaurentis.
Did you research this?
No, I just know a lot of guys that shoot it, and they're like, you're not supposed to shoot it in New York. It's
But you can do it if they do it for free.
I believe you
make
can, sure.
Free porn.
Because now, what happens with what's her name? Fucking Amy Fisher did a porno at her house right there in Centereach.
She got a permit.
Then maybe it's
got a permit. Wait, I need a variance for fucking and filming.
So what's the deal with Spitzer? Spitzer got busted for prostitution.
He's back.
He's back. What is he doing?
Movie reviews.
He's back.
Movie reviews. Porno reviews. That would be
maybe
awesome.
someone could back me up. I think he's doing some kind of
pulling a
movie
Marion
reviews.
Barry.
But he's on he's on real TV.
Well, I saw him talking about. He had some really interesting points about how the whole financial system is basically a gigantic Ponzi scheme, and he's saying that the reason why they went after him was because he was going after all these. Various, funds, various institutions.
His job at the time, I
He'll
guess.
be back.
Yeah, but his whole fucking thing was that he was chasing after prostitution, and he was tough on these guys that were running these prostitution rings. He put them in jail. But how come he didn't get put in jail?
Joe, it sounds to me like a case of do as I say and not as I do.
Jim. Oh, old saying Jim.
That's right. Old hat Jimmy.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
He was a freak. Apparently, he used to like to go bareback. That was his thing.
Who doesn't? He like to fuck with his socks
Not
on?
me. I would fuck with a helmet on.
Oh, wow.
Oven mask, beekeeper's outfit.
You're a condom kind of guy?
No.
I
hate those fucking things.
You don't like condoms?
No.
Do you wear them?
Can't even deal.
Well, I only fuck one chick right now.
Well,
so
when
I
you
don't
were
wear
single?
them. I try to wear them.
I would fucking.
By the second
good
pump,
idea.
I've
Yeah.
worked the thumb where that fucker could come off with nary a fucking on the backstroke. You get your thumb underneath the ridge and. Freak! It comes right off.
Wow.
You slip it right back in. No one even knows it's gone.
How do you not know?
It's a surprise for everyone.
She don't fucking know.
She don't know.
I'm gone.
She's stupid and numb.
I only wear them for their safety.
And maybe
You don't want her going, great. I know when fucking tax time is due and my warts have to be burnt off. Thanks.
funny.
Every fucking 2 months.
the last pump is always a surprise.
like,
and you
here
say
you
to her,
go.
oh, it broke suddenly, honey, and then boom, there's
what
a
a dirty,
waterfall.
dirty trick.
Pristine on the floor, just laying there.
I don't think I've
Still in
come
the package.
inside a girl for a decade.
Sorry, I just out
You
and out
haven't come
lied.
inside a girl for a decade?
I pull out on their face. I'm respectful that way.
For the last
I
10
just
years?
don't want one. I don't.
10 years.
I don't because I might want to go down on them later, and I want cum still sort of.
Yeah.
Not really. I don't come
If I-
inside.
Have you ever gone down on a girl and you realized that you came inside of her and you're probably eating your own cum?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done that.
If I pump one in though, it's going to be fucking deep.
Wow.
I'm going the distance.
It's gonna stay up there?
Mariana's Trench deep.
Yeah.
So
And what are you going to do? You going to put her on her shoulders and keep her ass up in the air so it stays in?
Well, you know what it is? Yeah, as long as they're not fucking riding a bicycle around the house, they're still laying down on their back. Then you could lick the clit without, I'm not shoving my tongue in there either. You give a little clit diddle, you might taste a little,
salty.
Something different.
He stays up.
See, I'll
He's an
come in the
animal.
ass, but I won't come in the
like-
cunt.
Really?
No, because I'm not going to be licking the ass.
It's not like Yaphet Koto fucked her and then I'm going down on
You don't eat ass? You don't
I
eat
do-
ass?
I do eat ass.
You do eat ass, but not after you come in it.
I believe
that's
his
a good
name is
rule.
But
Alonzo
also,
Mosley.
I don't eat sweaty ass. I eat clean out of the
Right.
shower ass.
All right, good,
After
good
sex
man.
ass.
Oh, you
yeah.
fucking
I
rookie.
I don't think I'd ever lick ass after coming in it.
No, I've
Pussy,
done.
yes,
I've
ass,
done-
no.
We've had this
Sweaty,
discussion
clean
with
ass.
me before.
You know what?
I've
It all
felched,
depends on how much I've had to drink.
Dirty ass is fine, dude.
Yeah,
Nah.
a couple of drinks, I'll dive right
Showered.
the fuck in.
I'm right in. I don't care what she's been doing.
know,
Showered,
something-
waxed,
sitting in a canoe
baby
for
Couple
powder.
crazy, couple of Jack and Cokes. I don't give a
drinks.
fuck.
Oh, I thought you meant
Always
poured
thought
in
you
the
get a
asshole.
throat
Oh, that's good. That's a move too. Like in the old Western movies, when a guy would get a break in his arm, it was a cut. They'd throw fucking whiskey
Yeah,
on it, and then
that's
here,
it.
bite this stick.
Yeah, she puts the stick in her mouth, you put whiskey on her ass, and dig in. Watch her just go,
If you did, and you see little things floating out of it, oh Jesus!
Some girls got to realize, though, toilet paper
Yeah.
can really, a little ball of
Little
toilet
tiny-
paper
that
can
ruin
really
the whole thing.
ruin
That can ruin the
look.
experience.
Yeah.
You got to
Baby
make sure
wipes.
that's
Baby
dusted
wipes
off.
are
Have
the
you
move.
ever had a girl lick your ass and you're thinking this isn't going to work out?
No,
for her?
no, no.
And just the look of horror when they look up.
You ever had a girl lick your ass and you
Yeah,
smell
I
shit?
just don't think I've wiped my ass
I won't
properly.
allow it. I will not allow
You
it.
gotta have your ass
It's a
real
shame
clean.
that I'm never going to kiss this girl on the mouth again.
Yeah. I have a funky looking asshole as well, man.
How do you even know?
I've never
like-
seen it.
I couldn't pick my asshole out in the lineup.
I got this.
I wouldn't have any
Is your
idea.
asshole, Mr. Rogan?
No.
I can't be sure.
We're going to have to cut his asshole loose. He couldn't identify it. That could be the greatest
That's
thing
one
ever.
asshole I'll never forget.
How do you know you got a funky looking asshole? I don't even know. I guess
fucked my
I wouldn't know
sphincter
if I
up,
looked looked at it once and was like, "What the fuck is that?"
Yeah.
If it was so different than any other asshole I'd ever seen.
Yeah.
Officer, it's the one winking at me.
What's wrong with it?
I got like a skin tag that's gone a bit weird on it from a hemorrhoid.
What the fuck is going on?
I happen to have a camera, and your asshole happens to be in the room.
He needs
So
a photo.
why don't we get a visual?
we're not
of this?
Yeah, why don't we see your skin
Don't be
tag?
shy.
Come on.
Come on, we'll give you a
Jim
can of
Jefferies,
Freon
you
for
don't
your
give a
cock.
fuck. You're a wild
acting
man.
career. I can't have this.
You're
out
a wild
here.
man. Let's just see
This
your
is gonna
butthole
be
real
my-
quick.
This is going to be my new headshot.
Oh, Jim Jefferies.
Yeah.
Come on. See your
I'm
butthole.
not showing you my. I'm just
Okay,
vomiting.
got a little
no
flap.
big deal. No big deal. That's all
We
right.
got to wrap up. We got 2 minutes before the computer shuts us
Your
off.
asshole's got like a garbage can lid on it.
What time's the computer shut you guys off?
In
Like
2 minutes from right now.
Yeah, we
so.
got to get the plugs in.
We really should get the
Plugs
plugs in.
in, plugs in.
Where
I
was
was hoping we were going to see his asshole.
Well, look, Joe Rogan, Helium Comedy
I
Club
was so
tonight,
close to
UFC
doing
tomorrow.
How far have we fucking
fuck it.
slipped?
I know. Exactly.
We just keep going deeper into the gutter. Come on, let's see your asshole. What's the big deal? Rogan totally doesn't seem gay at all.
Jimmy, you try.
This is just an oddity.
Joe Rogan tonight in Philadelphia at the Helium Comedy Club. There's 2 shows. One of them sold out. The other one will sell out. Of course, UFC 101 tomorrow night. BJ Penn is fighting. Forrest Griffin is fighting in Philadelphia. Jim Jefferies is just hanging. He's not plugging anything. For myself, end of the summer, August 21-22, Club Casbah in Wildwood. I haven't been there in fucking
maybe
years.
Jeffries is plugging
No, he said he's not.
No, Edinburgh Festival. If you're listening online,
Where you at this weekend?
I can plug a movie I
Scotland,
did
I'll
with
leave
Jim
today.
Norton.
Oh, yeah, our documentary.
Well, there's a lot of people listening online, right?
Joe Curry at
McGuire's
McGuire's. When? Tonight and tomorrow. And tomorrow at McGuire's.
And me and Devin did a documentary called Courting Condi, where he was trying to date Condoleezza Rice, and I haven't seen it, but I'm in it.
It's fantastic. Jim Norton has one of the most brilliant cameos
Is she
I've ever
single?
seen in it.
I don't
She
know.
is very single.
Is she?
She's very, very single. And a virgin.
I don't like that.
Is that what you're implying?
And that is what we're implying because we interviewed his fiance, her fiance, who she turned down, and she said that she would save herself. She would only have sex once she got married.
Whoa.
And she's never been married.
People like that.
Well, that's strange, man.
Dude, she's 55 years old,
She's
never
really
been
a
married.
virgin?
Wow.
Well, hey, I'm just saying.
That's what Devin said.
According to her
How
words.
could a person like that ever be representing a sizable population?
Yeah, without knowing
That's
what everyone
nuts.
else does.
How great a cock is.
And what-
I misspoke.
But what is on what is like
CourtingCondi.com.
foremost on most everyone's mind in the world all the time?
breeding.
And you don't know anything about it?
And you're 50.
That is fucked up.
Holy shit.
She just said she was saving herself for marriage, and she's still not married yet.
That's
Saving.
incredible.
Why save that?
We're gone. The computer's going to knock us
All
out in a
right.
second.
Bye, guys. See you
Gentlemen,
tomorrow.
thanks for being on.
We're all heading to Philly to continue the party. We'll see you guys Monday.
Holla.